Chapter 274. Snake Cave. How do we go? Udgao asked after Storm and the others left. Yang Hanwu did not say anything and walked straight ahead. Fine. Udgao did not complain and followed closely behind Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu's perception was very strong. After cultivating his primordial spirit, he had a great advantage. After walking for about half an hour and killing a few level 5 savage beasts, he found a savage beast's lair not far away. There were many savage beasts in this savage beast's lair, but it was also very dangerous. Why did you stop? Udgao asked doubtfully when she saw Yang Hanwu stop. There's a savage beast lair ahead, Yang Hanwu said. Udgao was surprised and said, Are you sure? Could it be that you're mistaken? His strength was at the primordial spirit realm 3rd step, while he was only at the arcane embryo realm. Although he was a 7th grade alchemist and was also a super genius, the gap between their levels was there. It was impossible that his sensing ability was worse than his, right? Therefore, Udgao was doubtful. I'm sure that there are a large number of savage beasts in the lair. The strongest among them should be at the peak of level 6. Yang Hanwu said, If we can take down this group of savage beasts, we'll have a good harvest. However, it's very dangerous. If we're not careful, we may even die there. In fact, if Yang Hanwu was alone, he would not dare to think about sweeping the savage beast lair. However, with Udgao, he could consider it. Udgao's strength was beyond doubt. She was strong and had many treasures. Even Mo Rantian was afraid of her. It was enough to show that her strength and status in the Devil Sect was probably higher than Mo Rantian. Therefore, with her help, he would have a better chance. What do you plan to do? Udgao asked. I'll listen to you. If you think it's feasible, we'll go. Of course I want to go, but I can tell you clearly that it is very dangerous. Even a 4th step primordial soul realm warrior might not be able to come out alive, Yang Hanwu said. Although Yang Hanwu and Udgao weren't on the same side and hadn't reached the point where they could truly trust each other, he wouldn't abandon his principles. Whatever the truth was, it had to be made clear. I believe you. Udgao's words made Yang Hanwu take a deep breath and say, All right, then tell me, what's your strongest combat strength now, and what level of savage beast can you deal with? It's equivalent to the 4th level of the Essence Soul Realm. I can kill typical 4th level Essence Soul Realm warriors. I'm slightly stronger than Mo Chanian, said Udgao. A 4th level Essence Soul Realm cultivator can deal with a 6th level peak savage beast. If that's the case, we can still give it a try. If you're really willing to trust me and aren't afraid that I'll sell you off, I have an 80% chance of sweeping through the savage beast lair, Yang Hanwu said. I'll listen to you. Udgao still nodded. After receiving her affirmation, Yang Hanwu began to move forward. As he walked, he told Udgao about the entire lair. Soon, the two of them arrived at a cave not far away. As both of them had concealed their auras, they didn't encounter any savage beasts above 6th level. Therefore, their journey was relatively smooth. Do you see it? It's that cave. There's a savage beast lair inside. I'm afraid there are more than 10,000 savage beasts inside, said Yang Hanwu. This is a black wing viper's lair? Udgao was very surprised. The black wing viper was a rare type of venomous snake. The most powerful black wing viper could break through to the 7th level. A single drop of its venom could easily kill a primordial spirit realm expert. The black wing viper is not to be trifled with. Moreover, this is its lair, which is heavily guarded. It's too dangerous to enter, Udgao frowned slightly and said to Yang Hanwu. It was very dangerous to enter a snake's lair. Moreover, this wasn't an ordinary snake, but a highly venomous black wing viper. The black wing viper's venom was powerful, and it was good at hiding. Once it hid, its aura would be very weak. If one wasn't careful, even if one knew where it was, one wouldn't be able to find it. Set up a formation to lure the snakes out of their lair, said Yang Hanwu. He wasn't a fool. How could he not know the danger of entering a snake's lair? No matter how strong a person was, it was very dangerous to enter a snake's lair. If one was touched by the venom, it would be very troublesome. Since I can't go in, can't I lure out those venomous snakes? However, there was one thing he didn't know. He didn't know how deep the snake's lair was, or if it was sealed. Otherwise, he could directly use fire to burn those black-winged vipers to death. However, he didn't know if there were enough crystals to burn them to death. How do we lure them out? A peak 6th level black-winged viper is quite intelligent. It won't be easily fooled, said Yu Daijiao. Use this. Yang Hanwu took out a piece of purple dragon gold. It was a piece left by Yang Hanwu. Although it was only a small piece, it was extremely tempting for snakes. The evolution of bloodline was irresistible for any creature. Real dragon's blood, you actually have real dragon's blood. Hey, is it the cursed real dragon's blood? Yu Daijiao exclaimed. Real dragon's blood was very precious. Even if it was cursed, it was still very precious. This thing was not less valuable than a 7th grade medicinal pill. This was something that was priceless. It couldn't be obtained even if one wanted it. Moreover, although the small piece that Yang Hanwu took out was cursed, the blood essence was very pure. It could be seen that this dragon's bloodline was very pure. It was far from being comparable to those fake dragons. This is too precious. Aren't you worried that you won't be able to get it back? This is not a problem. Yang Hanwu smiled and said, this is not very useful for me. Moreover, if I can catch all the black-winged vipers in one net, it will be worth it. The weakest black-winged viper in this cave was at least a 5th level savage beast. Among them, there were thousands of 6th level savage beasts. If they could kill all of them, they should be able to get hundreds of thousands of crystal stones. With so many crystal stones, if they were to hunt separately, they might not be able to kill all of them in 1 month. Okay, I'll listen to you. What formation do you want to set up? What do you want me to do? It's very simple. Yang Hanwu took out the formation disc of the Heavenly Gang Thunder formation. Formation disc? You actually have a formation disc? Yu Daijiao looked at Yang Hanwu in surprise. He really had a lot of treasures. There were talisman treasures in formation discs. The value of these things was not inferior to Mo Chantian's incomplete ink-colored landscape painting. If they were used together, their power would be even stronger than that ink-colored landscape painting. Chapter 275. Crazy snake swarm. Well, I got this by accident. The power of this disc array is not bad. Plus, I know a little about arrays, so it's not difficult to set up an array with this disc array. As he spoke, Yang Hanwu set up the array. He struck out a series of hand seals and placed spiritual stones one by one. Not long after, the Big Dipper lightning array was set up. The Big Dipper lightning array and the Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman were just right to deal with these snakes. As long as there were enough spiritual stones, the lightning array would continuously send down lightning tribulations. The Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman had a huge suppressive effect on snakes and weakened their defense. It was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The Big Dipper lightning array could only be entered and not exited. It was just nice to catch all the snakes in one fell swoop. Looking at the way Yang Hanwu set up the array, he was very familiar with it. It was not something an ordinary array master could compare with. Perhaps he was at least a 5th grade array master. What kind of monster was this person? His combat power was amazing and he could easily challenge those of a higher level. He was also a 7th grade elixir king and a 5th grade array master. It was simply too abnormal. If she knew that Yang Hanwu was far more than that, and was also a symbol master, who knew what she would think? Well, later, you have to help me look after the array. If there are powerful savage beasts trying to break the array, then your duty is to kill those powerful savage beasts. Yang Hanwu knew that his Big Dipper lightning array had some flaws. It was still not enough to deal with so many savage beasts. Therefore, not only did he need to constantly add spiritual stones, but he also needed to deal with those powerful savage beasts that could resist lightning. This required two people to work together. Otherwise, if one of them had a problem, all his efforts would be in vain. Once the array was broken, he would have to face an endless number of black vipers. Yang Hanwu was not confident that he could escape from the siege of so many black vipers. Even if he had the teleportation talisman, he still needed to be very careful. Well, don't worry. As long as it's not a 7th grade savage beast, I can deal with it. Even if it's a 7th grade savage beast, I can delay it for a while. Udgao said. Then I'm relieved. I'll activate the formation first and lure the snake out of its hole. As Yang Hanwu spoke, he entered the array and stimulated the small piece of true dragon blood. A rich blood aura spread out. The scent of dragon blood was extremely alluring, especially when it was pure dragon blood. It was extremely attractive to snakes and savage beasts that possessed the bloodline of dragons. It was like a drug to them. After the dragon blood was activated, Yang Hanwu officially activated the array formation. Thunderclouds gathered in the sky and the power of lightning in the surroundings was absorbed and gathered. After Yang Hanwu saw it, he was slightly surprised. He didn't expect that after adding the power of his spirit into the Heavenly Dipper Thunder formation, it would have such an effect. It could also attract the power of thunder and lightning around, and it was endless. In this way, the power of the formation increased a lot. It was a pity that his strength was not enough. Otherwise, if he could trigger the Heavenly Thunder Star, then the formation would really come to life and become extremely terrifying. It was estimated that it could even kill a grade 7 savage beast. A mere snake cave was nothing to it. It could be completely destroyed in an instant. After the dragon blood was activated for a while, a snake came out. The black-winged viper was an early grade 6 viper. It was quite strong. When it crawled out, it was quite careful. However, it soon couldn't resist the temptation. It sped up and swam towards the direction where the dragon blood was emitting. After the first snake, there was a second and a third. In just a few breaths, dozens of snakes had entered the array formation. Looking at this scene, Yang Hanwu was quite nervous. On the other side, Udgao was also very excited. Whether they could succeed or not depended on the power of the array formation. One by one, the snakes entered the formation. Immediately, lightning flashed, and bolts of lightning bombarded the bodies of the dark eagle vipers. The first viper was killed by the terrifying lightning in a few breaths. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. Although he knew that it was effective, he didn't expect the power of the Heavenly Dipper Thunder formation to be so great this time. In a few breaths, an early grade 6 viper was killed. Such speed was really amazing. Soon, an hour passed. In the entire array formation, thousands of vipers had been killed. Outside the array formation, the vipers were still swimming into the array formation one after another. One killed a large number of them. One killed a large number of them. This speed was too fast and too amazing. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up when he saw the crystal stones. In just a short while, there were already more than 100,000 crystal stones. This speed was too amazing. Previously, the two of them had only obtained a few thousand crystal stones along the way. Now, in less than 1/5 of the time, there were already more than 100,000 crystal stones. Yang Hanwu estimated that there weren't many vipers left in the snake cave. However, the ones at the back were usually the strongest. The Snake King hadn't come out yet. The Snake King's strength was definitely equivalent to a grade 4 primordial spirit realm. Sure enough, after half an hour, there were only a few vipers left. However, their strength was getting stronger. Yang Hanwu was really surprised. Why were the weaker ones coming out at the front, while the stronger ones were at the back? Logically speaking, in such a situation, the stronger ones should be at the front, while the weaker ones should be at the back. Could it be that there was something strange or restrictive here? Although he really wanted to enter the snake cave to investigate, he still resisted the urge. Suddenly, there was a loud noise that made Yang Hanwu tremble. A gigantic snake appeared at the entrance of the cave in the distance. This gigantic snake had horns growing out of its head. This snake, damn it, is going to turn into a dragon. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. This momentum was too terrifying. Its body was 10 feet wide, and only a small part of its long body was exposed. Its huge head spat out its scarlet tongue, and its long fangs were like two sharp daggers, shining with a terrifying cold light. Be careful, this guy is about to become a grade 7 savage beast. Udgao's expression changed as well. She reached out and opened her palm. A dark green butterfly appeared in the center of her palm. It quickly flew up and turned into many 7-colored butterflies that fluttered in the air. Yang Hanwu didn't dare to be careless. He activated his battle constitution and displayed the battle spirit possession. Once the giant snake entered the formation, he would use all his strength to control the Heavenly Dipper Thunder transformation formation to bombard the giant snake. Roar, although it wasn't a dragon's roar, it faintly had the aura of a dragon. Whoosh. Chapter 276. The Terrible Serpent. As soon as the giant snake entered the formation, a terrifying purple lightning bolt as thick as a bowl struck down. The giant snake raised its head and roared. It spat out a breath that collided with the bolt of lightning. The bolt of lightning that was as thick as a bowl was actually shattered. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened when he saw this. What a guy, what terrifying strength. While Yang Hanwu was still in shock, the giant snake instantly broke through the seal and entered the location of the true dragon blood. It opened its mouth and a terrifying suction force burst out. The true dragon blood was swallowed into its mouth. Only then did Yang Hanwu react. Damn it, this bastard actually swallowed the blood of a true dragon. F***ck, this speed is too fast. Even Udgao couldn't react in time. Bastard. Udai shouted and the butterflies flew towards the snake like a small tornado. Ding ding dang dang. When the butterflies hit the giant snake, the sound of metal colliding could be heard. Sparks flew from the scales of the giant snake. This time, the attack did not cause any damage to the giant snake. It only left a white mark. The giant snake was enraged, and its huge tail whipped wildly. Rumble! Rumble! The entire ground trembled, and the array formation shook as if it was about to shatter. Yang Hanwu was alarmed. This wouldn't do. If the formation was shattered, there would be no way to deal with this beast. The serpent's strength was too terrifying. Even with the formation and the suppression of the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman, it was still so terrifying. Udgao's attacks had no effect, and the lightning formation's attacks didn't do much damage to it. How could his defense be this terrifying? What the hell, is this still a level 6 savage beast? Yang Hanwu couldn't help but curse. However, he absolutely had to kill this beast. The stronger he was, the more crystals he would drop. Perhaps the crystal stones dropped by this giant snake might even be more than the crystal stones dropped by the tens of thousands of vipers combined. Udgao's attack was blocked and had no effect at all, which made her completely furious. It was her first time making a move, but she actually met with such a setback. Her attack was not effective at all, which made her feel unhappy. Moreover, she had lost face in front of Yang Hanwu. At the beginning, she had boasted that as long as it was not a 7th-level savage beast, she could deal with it. Furthermore, the serpent before him wasn't a grade 7 savage beast. It was only a grade 6 pinnacle savage beast. Jade Butterfly tenderly shouted. The jade butterfly in her hand flew out again. This jade butterfly flashed with blue light, as if it was a sharp blade. A circular ring of light was formed in the surroundings. It looked like a saber light. Everywhere he went, the viper corpses were cut open as if they were tofu. The enormous snake seemed to have sensed the danger and actually began to retreat. It raised its head and spat out a small black ball. This small black ball was extremely powerful. Just now, it had relied on the aura of this ball to disperse the lightning. However, the enormous snake had underestimated the jade butterfly. The jade butterfly was blocked by the small black ball, but it only paused for a moment. Soon, it broke through the small ball's obstruction and continued to fly towards the enormous snake. Rip! The sound of cloth tearing could be heard. The jade butterfly was like a sharp scalpel, cutting through the enormous snake's hard scales. A huge wound was cut open on the enormous snake's body. Blood spurted out from the wound. It was everywhere, as if there was a fountain. The enormous snake went crazy. The intense pain made it writhe crazily. It was injured. It was actually injured. It was injured by two hateful humans. How many years had it been? How many years had it been? After breaking through to grade 6, it had never been injured again. It had also killed countless savage beasts and humans. It did not expect that this time, a human would use dragon blood, the blood of a true dragon, to tempt it. The enormous snake knew that this was definitely a conspiracy. In the past, humans had used such a despicable method to hunt it down and trick it. It had been tricked once and almost lost its life. It had managed to escape with great difficulty. This was the second time. How could it be tricked a second time? Therefore, it ordered its descendants to recklessly attack the formation. It wanted to exhaust the formation's energy and make the two hateful humans exhaust their strength. Only then would it have a chance to obtain the blood of a true dragon. That was the blood of a true dragon. Once it obtained it, it would be able to truly evolve and break through the shackles of a grade 6 savage beast to become a grade 7 savage beast. However, it did not expect these two humans to be so powerful. More than 10,000 of its descendants were killed, but the two humans' strength was not exhausted. It originally thought that it could easily devour the blood of a true dragon. In fact, it had already done so. However, it did not expect that after devouring the blood of a true dragon, it would be trapped. These two hateful humans were so powerful. After trapping it, they even broke its defense and injured it. Hateful humans, I will devour you. The enormous snake opened its mouth and roared. You can actually speak? Yang Hanwu was shocked. This enormous snake's strength had actually reached such a level. It seemed that there would be a tough battle ahead. Humans, this is all thanks to your blood of a true dragon. It allowed my bloodline to evolve. I am about to break through. The enormous snake was overjoyed. It could actually speak the human language. It could feel that its bloodline was evolving towards a true dragon. This meant that it would soon become a real dragon. When I succeed in evolving, it will be the time of your death. Is that so? Yan Hanwu sneered. Bastard, you devoured my blood of a true dragon and you still want to escape? You won't have the chance. If he let it escape, it would be a disgrace. The loss would not be small. Although he had already obtained more than 100,000 crystal stones, it would be a pity if he let this enormous snake go. Dancing butterflies. At this time, Udai's voice rang out again. Butterflies flew up one after another. The entire scene was extremely beautiful. However, this beautiful butterfly dance was filled with terrifying killing intent. Swoosh! 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 The butterflies rushed towards the enormous snake's eyes. Oh! At this time, the enormous snake let out a miserable cry. Its eyes were blinded by the terrifying butterflies. The huge snake went crazy and twisted crazily. The huge force almost caused Yan Hanwu to lose control of the formation. Although he managed to control the formation, he was still injured and coughed up a mouthful of blood. However, although Yan Hanwu was injured, he would not let go of such a good opportunity. Divine Dragon Demon Suppressing Talisman, suppressed by me. Chapter 277. Killing the giant snake. Owu, damned human, how can you have such a talisman? The giant snake struggled madly as it was suppressed, but the Divine Dragon Demon Suppressing Talisman seemed to be its nemesis. No matter how hard it struggled, it couldn't break free from the talisman. It was anxious, crazy, and even more irritable. Big Dipper Thunder Formation. Yang Hanwu forcefully endured the pain from his injuries and gritted his teeth. Then, he released one spirit stone after another to reinforce the power of the formation. He quickly formed seals with both hands. Bolts of lightning bombarded the trapped giant snake. Bolts of lightning bombarded the giant snake's body. The giant snake was in pain. It kept struggling and twisting, creating huge craters on the ground. Udgao didn't stay idle. Seeing that the giant snake was trapped, how could she let go of such a good opportunity? Under her control, the jade butterfly quickly launched an attack. The jade butterfly's attack was much more powerful than Yang Hongwu's Big Dipper Thunder formation. Every attack left a deep wound on the giant snake's body. Blood spurted out. The ground was dyed red by the giant snake's blood. It had obtained the true dragon's blood and was about to break through. It only needed a little more time to cross the threshold and become a level 7 savage beast. But now, it suffered such a terrible blow. This damn thing, I don't know what kind of treasure it is, but it can suppress me. I can't use my strength at all. Moreover, the true dragon's blood in my body is suppressed. I can't activate my bloodline. As a result, my strength is greatly reduced. You want to kill me? I won't let you have it easy. You damned humans, I want you to die with me. The giant snake roared. Its aura surged and it spat out its inner core. It was going to self-detonate. Oh no, this beast is going to self-detonate. Yang Hanwu was shocked. This was a peak level 6 savage beast. It was one step away from level 7. No, it was already a level 7 savage beast. It was just that it hadn't completed its evolution. It was no joke for a grade 7 savage beast to explode its inner core. Everything within a radius of 1,000 feet would be razed to the ground. How could he escape? The only way was to enter the immortal mansion. Udgao's expression changed drastically. This giant snake was actually going to self-destruct. Damn it, she hadn't expected this either. Just as Yang Hongwu and Udgao were about to escape and defend against this terrifying explosion, the dragon egg in Yang Hongwu's divine dwellings moved. A 7-colored light shot out from the dragon egg and turned into a small 7-colored dragon. The small dragon opened its mouth and swallowed the core of the giant snake. It then turned into a 7-colored light and entered the divine palace and the dragon egg. Just like that, this huge crisis was easily resolved. Yang Hongwu was dumbfounded. Could that rainbow-colored light dragon be the soul of the dragon egg? Or the primordial spirit of the dragon egg? Bloody hell, that was incredible. To be able to swallow the inner core of a grade 7 savage beast in a single gulp, and to think that nothing would happen to it. Just what was the origin of this dragon egg? Yang Hongwu was getting more and more curious about the dragon egg in his body. After the crisis was resolved, the giant snake lost its core and its aura weakened. The lightning bolts bombarded the giant snake's body, and it couldn't block them at all. The scales were powerful, but the lightning bolts directly bombarded the giant snake's body. The huge lightning force wreaked havoc in its body. Without the core, it lost 90% of its strength. How could the giant snake withstand it? After a few more strikes, the giant snake let out a final scream and died. After confirming that the giant snake was dead, Yang Hongwu removed the formation. After removing the formation, Yang Hongwu couldn't hold on anymore and sat down on the ground. It was too exhausting. He had to concentrate too much, and the consumption was terrifying. If it wasn't for his willpower, he wouldn't have been able to withstand it. Don't relax at this time. Cultivate the Refining Mind Sutra. Hua Qianshua's voice sounded in Yang Hongwu's ears. Yang Hongwu knew that this was the best opportunity to cultivate. He gritted his teeth, sat down cross-legged, and began to cultivate. 1 cycle, 2 cycles. The primordial spirit that was originally dispirited in the divine dwellings crazily absorbed the medicinal effects of the elixirs and the surrounding energy. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was recovering, Udgao didn't disturb him. Instead, she stood guard beside him. Udgao was getting more and more curious about Yang Hongwu. That 7-colored light dragon was so powerful that it could swallow the core of the giant snake that was about to explode. This was something that even a grade 7 savage beast couldn't do. Under the control of the giant snake, the majestic energy could explode at any time. Udgao didn't expect that the 7-colored light dragon was so powerful. It was incredible. Udgao didn't know where the 7-colored light dragon came from, and how did Yang Hanwu get such a treasure? It could very well be the weapon spirit of an immortal weapon. Yes, that was the only explanation. Moreover, this immortal weapon was a devouring type immortal weapon. Otherwise, the weapon spirit wouldn't be so domineering and have the ability to swallow the core of a savage beast. After an hour, Yang Hanwu opened his eyes. Through this hour of cultivation, not only had his injuries healed, but his primordial spirit power and mental strength had also improved tremendously. In particular, his primordial spirit power had increased by almost 10%. Such a speed was simply too shocking. The tiny primordial spirit had grown a little. Yang Hanwu was pleasantly surprised. If the primordial spirit kept growing, it meant that his cultivation was also improving. Judging from the size of the primordial spirit in the divine dwellings, he could be considered to be at the peak of the primordial spirit realm level 1. However, there was still a gap between his actual combat strength and that of a level 1 primordial spirit realm level 1. This was because his primordial spirit power had yet to merge with his true origin. Once it did, its power would be truly powerful. The so-called true origin energy was enhanced by the compression of true origin energy. When true origin energy was condensed into a liquid state, the quality of the liquid true origin energy was more than 100 times higher than true origin energy. Only those who were at the half-step primordial spirit realm and above could truly cultivate the liquid true origin energy. In fact, the difference between a true primordial spirit realm and a level 4 primordial spirit realm was the cultivation of the primordial spirit realm. The difference between a mystic embryo realm and a level 4 primordial spirit realm was the completely liquid true origin energy. Looking at the mystic embryo in his dantian, Lin Fan continued to breathe in and out true origin energy. As his cultivation increased, the mystic embryo continued to grow. In the end, the mystic embryo condensed a primordial spirit and gave birth to the primordial spirit power. The primordial spirit power merged perfectly with the mystic embryo to control the true origin energy. When combined with the true origin energy, it was extremely powerful. Therefore, although Yang Hanwu now had a primordial spirit and the primordial spirit power, he couldn't merge it with his true origin energy. He couldn't merge the primordial spirit power with his martial skills to unleash its greatest effect. Chapter 278. 200,000 crystal stones. You've woken up. Congratulations, your cultivation has improved again. Udgao said with a smile when she saw Yang Hanwu waking up. She couldn't see through Yang Hanwu, which made Udgao more and more interested in him. Although Udgao knew that this was a dangerous sign, she still couldn't control her curiosity. Not much. Yang Hanwu said, it's just a small breakthrough. It's not worth mentioning. This is called not much progress? Udgao was speechless. He had just broken through not long ago. He was only in the Violet Mansion realm and had just broken through to the Arcane Embryo realm. Now, he was showing signs of breaking through again. Moreover, he was a pill king and an array master. He could multitask and still have amazing performance in all aspects. How could others endure this? Those so-called geniuses were overshadowed in front of him. Even Udgao herself had always been very proud. She thought that there was no one in the ancient desolate continent who could be compared with her. After meeting Yang Hanwu, she realized that she was a frog at the bottom of the well. The combat effectiveness that Yang Hanwu showed in this battle was not much weaker than his own. Although he might be better than him now, it wouldn't take long, at most a year. He was afraid that Yang Hanwu's strength would surpass him. In terms of resources, he might be richer than him, but he was a 7th-grade alchemist, Dan King. He had been mainly focused on alchemy all this time. If he concentrated on cultivation, then his cultivation speed would be faster and more terrifying. Yang Hanwu smiled and did not dwell on this issue. Instead, he said, "How's the giant snake?" The blood of the giant snake was not bad. The blood of the true dragon should not have been completely digested. After killing it, the true dragon's blood should have been condensed. This is the true dragon's blood. In addition, all the crystal stones add up to 200,000. Udgao handed a bag to Yan Hanwu. I'll take the true dragon's blood. As for the crystal stones, each of us will get 100,000. Yan Hanwu said. Okay. Udgao nodded and did not refuse. The corpse of the giant snake is not useful to me. You can have it. Then I won't stand on ceremony, thank you. Yang Hanwu nodded and put away the giant snake's corpse. This giant snake's entire body was a treasure. The snake's gallbladder and venom could be used to refine pills, and the snake's meat was also a rare material. As for the snake's skin and tendons, they could be used to refine weapons and equipment. As the holy maiden of the devil sect, Udgao naturally wouldn't be interested in such materials. Of course, if she wanted it, he would share it with her. There was no problem. Yang Hanwu didn't particularly care about these materials. As an alchemist, he could casually refine pills in exchange for a lot of resources. However, this could be said to be the material of a Class 7 savage beast. It was very good and rare. Moreover, Yang Hanwu planned to use the snake gallbladder to refine a type of pill, which could be used as the main ingredient. After Yang Hanwu put everything away, Udgao asked, "How do we go now?" At this moment, Udgao was completely convinced by Yang Hanwu. If it wasn't for him, then she wouldn't even have 10,000 crystal stones. How long had it been? It hadn't even been a day, and he had already obtained 100,000 crystal stones. If this continued, wouldn't he have 3 million crystal stones in 30 days? Although such a good thing didn't happen every day, with a discount, he should be able to get 1 million crystal stones. At that time, no one would be able to obtain the inheritance. Therefore, there should be subsequent challenges, which would be the real deal. Therefore, in the early stage, if he could obtain more crystal stones, he could exchange them for resources and improve his strength. That way, he would have an advantage in the later challenges. Therefore, this stage should be the time to accumulate advantages. Yang Hanwu frowned slightly. He didn't have any clue. If he could find a savage beast to lead the way, it would be much better. After thinking about it, Yang Hanwu thought of the illusion cloud rat and the cat. The illusion cloud rat had already entered the war pet space. The cat was actually hiding in his pocket and sleeping. Yang Hanwu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He didn't expect the cat to be able to shrink. This surprised Yang Hanwu. "Cat," Yang Hanwu transmitted his voice to the cat. The cat jumped out of Yang Hanwu's pocket and looked at Yang Hanwu. "Hey, brother Yang Hanwu, what can I do for you?" "What a cute cat. I didn't know that little brother is so kind to have such a cute pet." Udaijiao's eyes lit up at the sight of the cat. "Ahem, fairy, this is not my pet. I met it on the way," Yang Hanwu explained. "I think it can help us find the lairs of other savage beasts." "You met it on the way? Can I raise it?" Udaijiao asked. "I'm afraid not, unless it agrees." Yang Hanwu was speechless. This Udaijiao was asking him for the cat. She probably didn't even notice what he said just now. "Ah, really?" Udaijiao's eyes lit up. She said to the cat, "Kitty, how about you and your sister? I'll be your master." The cat stood on Yang Hongwu's shoulder and turned its head to the side, ignoring her. Seeing this, Udaijiao was a bit disappointed. "Oh right, what did you say just now?" Udaijiao suddenly raised her head and asked Yang Hanwu. "I said, let the cat help us find the lairs of savage beasts," Yang Hanwu said. "With the cat, it'll be much easier than finding them on our own." In truth, Yang Hanwu wanted to catch a bird, a savage beast that could fly in the sky. That way, he would be able to find the lairs of savage beasts on the ground. But it was just a bird. The only bird-type savage beast in the sky was the heart-scratching bird. But now, he didn't know where that heart-scratching bird had gone. Back then, he hadn't thought it through. If he had known this would happen, he would have caught a heart-scratching bird first. He could use pills to temporarily control it. That's good. Is it called a cat? It's a good name. It's very cute. Why don't you help me talk to it and let it follow me? Yu Daijiao was still unwilling to give up. I can't do anything about that. Yang Hongwu shook his head. If he dared to say that, the cat would definitely turn hostile. The way it looked at him made Yang Hongwu feel a bit apprehensive. This wasn't an ordinary cat. This was the delusion breaker chinchilla. Oh right, fairy, did you go to the lairs? Yang Hongwu asked, sensing that there was something else in the giant snake's nest that was filled with spiritual qi. No. Yu Daijiao shook her head. There's a very strange power inside. It should be a restriction. I tried to go in, but there's a huge restriction. I wanted to tell you, but I forgot. Chapter 279. Chapter 279. The amazing value of the breakout pill. I keep having the feeling that there's more to it than meets the eye. It makes my heart palpitate, Yu Dai said with a slight frown. Why don't you wait outside and I'll go in alone to take a look? If there's no danger, you can come in again. Yang Hongwu hesitated after hearing Yu Daijiao's words. Yu Daijiao wasn't a simple character. She naturally had her reasons for saying so. There must be danger inside. It would be strange if there wasn't any danger. No, let's go together, Yu Daijiao finally said. Well, I'll be in front. You be careful behind me, Yang Hongwu warned. Although Yang Hongwu was not very familiar with Yu Daijiao and could not trust her, as a man, he did not have the habit of letting a woman lead the way. After pondering for a moment, Zhang Xian tossed out the illusion cloud rat. Go and open a path for me, Yang Hongwu said. The illusory cloud rat wanted to protest, but when it saw Yang Hongwu's glare, it lost its courage. I'll go. Is this a treasure-seeking mouse? Looking at the white mouse, Yu Daijiao exclaimed. No, this is the phantom cloud rat, my battle pet, Yang Hongwu said. This guy is not very useful, but it can be used as a scout. Illusion cloud rat? Yu Daijiao lost her interest after hearing this. There was a world of difference between an illusory cloud rat and a treasure-seeking mouse. A treasure-seeking mouse was much more precious than an illusory cloud rat. A treasure-seeking mouse was equivalent to a huge treasury. It could search for treasures. However, this treasure-seeking mouse had almost become a legendary spiritual beast. The illusion cloud rat's scouting speed was very fast. Yang Hongwu could enter places that had been scouted by the illusion cloud rat without worry. Soon after, Yang Hongwu and Yu Daijiao arrived in front of a stone door. The door was open, but the illusion cloud rat didn't enter. It was waiting for Yang Hongwu. Looking at the open stone door, Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. There were ancient restrictions in front of the stone door. If one couldn't break these restrictions, then even if the stone door was opened, there was no way to enter. There was still the aura of the giant snake that he had killed. It seemed that this was the real cave of the giant snake. However, Yang Hongwu was very curious. Why was this giant snake not restricted by this restriction? It's here. The danger that I sensed is inside. This seal is too strange. It seems unstable, but it's actually very difficult to break this seal. I'm afraid that it would require a few fourth-step primordial spirit experts to work together to break it, Yu Daijiao said. Is that so? To me, this barrier is not difficult at all. Yang Hongwu took out a medicinal pill. The medicinal pill shot out and landed on the seal. Immediately, the power of the seal began to weaken. Yu Daijiao's eyes widened when she saw this. What was going on? A medicinal pill had absorbed the power of the seal. Yes, it was a medicinal pill. She had lived for so many years. As the saintess of the devil sect, she was definitely knowledgeable. However, she had never heard of any medicinal pill that could absorb the power of a seal and break it. This, little brother, you used a medicinal pill? Yu Daijiao recovered from the shock after a while. She looked at Yang Hanwu and asked. Yes. Yang Hanwu nodded. This is indeed a medicinal pill. I call it the seal-breaking pill. It can be used to break some special seals. Oh my God, there's actually such a medicinal pill. This is unbelievable. Can you refine these medicinal pills in batches? If the seal-breaking pill could be refined in batches, then it would be amazing. When entering some ruins, there would be no need for a seal master or a formation master. They could just use the seal-breaking pill directly. In that case, the status of formation masters and seal masters would be greatly reduced. If this medicinal pill were to spread, it would definitely cause a storm in the cultivation world. The biggest impact would be in the area of formations and seals. There were many ancient ruins in the ancient desolate continent. Those formations and seals couldn't be broken. If such a medicinal pill that could break the seals appeared, then these ancient ruins would be able to see the light of day again. This news would definitely shock the entire ancient desolate continent. No, even the ancient domain would be shocked. Refine in batches? Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, impossible. How can this seal-breaking pill be so easy to refine? Moreover, ordinary alchemists wouldn't be able to refine it. Currently, there's no one other than me who can refine such a medicinal pill. How many of these seal-breaking pills do you have? Can you give me some? The price will definitely satisfy you. Yu Daijiao suppressed the excitement in her heart. If only Yang Hanwu could refine it, then building a good relationship with him would definitely be the best choice she had made in her life. If she didn't have that special feeling towards Yang Hanwu in the beginning, she would have already become enemies with him. If that happened, then her loss would have been huge. Even if she couldn't become friends with such a genius, she definitely couldn't become his enemy. It was too terrifying. He had created a new era in the alchemy world. In fact, what Yu Daijiao didn't know was that this wasn't created by Yang Hanwu. These seal-breaking pills, and so on had already been refined by others. All of these originated from a pill scripture, the nature pill scripture. I don't have many seal-breaking pills. I've only refined a dozen pills. If Fairy wants, I can give Fairy 6 pills. Yang Hanwu said. Alright, 6 pills it is. This seal-breaking pill is a special kind of medicinal pill. It's also a 6th grade medicinal pill. 1 pill will be worth 10,000 top-grade spiritual stones. Yu Daijiao took out a storage pouch and handed it to Yang Hanwu. There are 60,000 top-grade spiritual stones here. Take it. Yang Hanwu swallowed his saliva and looked at Yu Daijiao. Why is it too little? Yu Daijiao frowned and said, that's right. This is a priceless item. 10,000 top-grade spiritual stones are indeed too little. However, I don't have more spiritual stones on me right now. Why don't I give you more once I get out of here? Little brother, what do you think? Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, how is it too cheap? It's too expensive. Although this medicinal pill is troublesome to refine, it hasn't reached such a terrifying price. 10,000 supreme-grade spirit stones, not 10,000 high-grade spirit stones. Chapter 280. Big Thunder Hand. I haven't thought about that, Yang Hanwu said. If I can get my hands on this limit-breaking pill in the future, why don't we work together? Yu Dai coquettishly looked at Yang Hanwu and winked at him. She then said in a sweet voice, how about you give this big sister a favor? Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. This pill is quite troublesome to refine. Plus, I need to cultivate now. The ancient desolate continent's genius meeting is in less than 3 months. I have to participate. To deal with the Zetian. With your cultivation, it shouldn't be a big problem for you to kill the Zetian 3 months later. Yu Daijiao said, however, after you kill Zetian, you'll become the representative of the younger generation in the eastern continent. You may encounter me at that time. In that case, you'll have to show mercy to me. Yang Hanwu was really speechless. However, regarding this matter, Yang Hanwu didn't know before. The western continent of the ancient desolation continent was occupied by the devil sect, and the ancient desolation continent he knew was only the eastern continent. In addition, the purpose of this genius assembly was to fight against the devil sect. Yang Hongwu's goal was not this. Of course, if there were benefits, it was not impossible to participate. In fact, I've heard that the eastern continent and the western continent are not really enemies. Udgao added, it's just that only the higher-ups know about this. As Yang Hongwu listened, he became even more confused. What do you mean? Weren't the devil's doctrine and the 4 great immoral mansions and 7 great sects of the eastern continent enemies? The so-called sworn enemy was just a facade. This news really shocked Yang Hongwu. I don't know the details either. Little brother, just don't tell anyone. It should be that the ancient desolate continent is facing a huge calamity, and the division between the eastern and western continents is actually a competition to nurture true geniuses to face that terrifying danger. In any case, I only heard about it by accident, said Udgao. Forget it, let's not think about these things. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, what will come will come. When the time comes, we'll just have to adapt to the situation. It's no big deal. No wonder you have such accomplishments. Not everyone has such an open-minded state of mind. Udai's eyes were full of splendor as she praised. This girl was really showing signs of being infatuated. She was fine before, but now she was infatuated again. His tone was really unbearable. Let's see what's inside first. Yang Hongwu changed the topic to the cave behind the stone door. And Udgao nodded and followed behind Yang Hongwu. The two stepped through the stone door and entered the passageway. After stepping through the stone door, Yang Hongwu frowned slightly. There was indeed a unique aura here. It seemed to be the aura of lightning. This lightning was very domineering. If a cultivator with thunder attribute were to cultivate here, it would be much better than cultivating outside. Cultivating here for one day would probably be equivalent to cultivating outside for several days. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that one could cultivate 1,000 miles in a day. Be careful, I feel something is wrong here. Udgao said. Yang Hongwu nodded. He felt it too. Hua Qinxue also reminded him. This place was indeed strange. Even the nameless wooden stick, dragon egg, divine dragon demon suppressing talisman, and immortal pagoda in his body were all sending out warning signals. Yang Hongwu knew that this time, he was afraid that he would be in trouble. The seal was probably not to prevent outsiders from entering, but to prevent these things from leaving. Yang Hongwu found a skeleton in the corner. There were some strange runes on the skeleton. When Yang Hongwu saw these runes, the runes seemed to jump and turned into spirits, entering Yang Hongwu's mind. This. At first, Yang Hongwu was shocked. Could it be a curse? However, when he read the information, Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. This was a cultivation method. Moreover, it was a very powerful cultivation method. It was not any weaker than the 10 directions killing fist that he cultivated. Rushing thunder hand, great momentum like thunder. What a good rushing thunder hand. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with lightning. This rushing thunder hand seemed to have some connection with the Big Dipper Thunder Formation. He faintly felt that this rushing thunder hand and the Big Dipper Thunder Formation had an indescribable relationship, and it was not simple. It was just that to figure it out, he didn't know when. Yang Hongwu also felt that if this rushing thunder hand was used in the Big Dipper Thunder Formation, its power would more than double. Earlier, if he had cultivated this rushing thunder hand, he wouldn't be in such a difficult situation. However, this skeleton only left this rushing thunder hand, and did not leave any other information. For example, who was this skeleton before his death? For example, how did he die here? And so on. These mysteries made Yang Hongwu very puzzled. He wanted to figure it out, and these mysteries were related to the danger he felt. Congratulations. Your luck is really too heaven-defying. Udgao looked at Yang Hongwu, who had obtained a cultivation method inheritance, and a trace of jealousy flashed in her heart. It was hard to imagine that he could casually obtain the inheritance of a top cultivation method. This kind of cultivation method could choose its own master, which showed how powerful this cultivation method was. It's just luck, Yang Hanwu said with a smile. He didn't expect that he would obtain such a powerful cultivation method here. After entering the Morning Soul Mountains, he had obtained 3 cultivation methods. These 3 cultivation methods were top cultivation methods, even if they were not comparable to the 9 turns of Yin Yang's secret art, but they were also very powerful. Once these cultivation methods were spread out, each of them would cause a huge shock. In the 4 major universities, these cultivation methods were the most precious treasures. What kind of cultivation method is it? Yu Daijiao asked curiously. I saw flashes of lightning, faintly containing the power of thunder. Rushing Thunder Hand. Yan Hanwu said. Rushing Thunder Hand, great power like rushing thunder. What a good rushing thunder hand. Yu Daijiao took a deep breath and said, don't expose such a cultivation method easily. When facing a powerful opponent, use it to catch the enemy off guard. Yang Hanwu nodded his head. In fact, Yang Hanwu's cultivation method was not only this one type. Each type was very powerful and was not inferior to this rushing thunder hand. Let's continue. Yu Daijiao said. No, wait. Yang Hanwu stopped her. What's wrong? Yu Daijiao saw Yang Hanwu stopping her and asked. I feel that someone is coming. This aura is very special. Yang Hanwu felt the warning of several treasures in his divine dwellings at this time. How could he not know? Chapter 281. Lin Kuan's Resurrection. You're Lin Kuan? Yang Hanwu was shocked. This fellow was Lin Kuan. How could this be? Lin Kuan was killed by him, and his soul had dissipated. How could he still be alive? Lin Kuan. That's right. This fellow's name is indeed Lin Kuan. Speaking of which, I have to thank you for your help. If you didn't kill this fella, I would have to put in more effort. Lin Kuan's eyes shone with a faint light. Demon. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. Kid, you know about it? Lin Kuan looked at Yang Hanwu and said, to think that the rushing thunder hand would choose you. Also, you have the Heavenly Dipper Thunder formation, right? Lin Kuan? Lin Kuan of Kunlun Academy? Yu Daijiao exclaimed, you killed him? This isn't Lin Kuan anymore. He's a demon spirit. Yang Hanwu said. Demon spirit? Could this be the calamity of our ancient desolate mainland? Yu Daijiao suddenly recalled something. The Devil Sect wasn't actually called the Devil Sect, but the Sage Sect. However, because the Sage Sect was decisive in their actions, and would do anything to achieve their goals, they were despised by the other sects, and thus became the Devil Sect. As it turned out, the entire ancient desolate mainland wasn't divided into eastern and western continents. It was said that after a great war, the entire ancient desolate mainland was split into 2 halves, forming the eastern and western continents. From then on, the 4 immortal mansions and 7 major sects occupied the eastern continent, while Glory's sect occupied the western continent. I'm afraid so. Yan Hanwu said. Seems like you guys know quite a lot. Seems like you guys have pretty decent statuses in the ancient desolate's mainland. Why don't you guys become my slaves? I can grant you guys immortality and allow you guys to stand at the peak of the world, becoming the overlords of this mainland. Lin Kuan said. I don't care who you are. Be it Lin Kuan or demon spirit, you want me to be your slave? What a joke. You're not qualified. Yang Hanwu sneered in his heart. Demon spirit? So what if he's a demon spirit? He was now occupying Lin Kuan's body. Even though Lin Kuan's strength was strong, he was still defeated by him. With Yu Daijiao's help, he didn't believe that he couldn't kill this demon spirit. One had to know that his cultivation was much stronger than when he killed Lin Kuan. Once the primordial spirit was condensed, he would be able to use the power of the primordial spirit. He also cultivated the Jingshan finger and the rushing thunder hand. These 2 cultivation techniques were extremely powerful. They were existences that surpassed the heaven tier. When executed, it was enough to shock the heavens and earth. "Fairy, let's attack together and kill this demon," Yang Hanwu said. "All right." Yu Dai nodded. The jade butterfly in her hand floated up again and danced gracefully in a beautiful manner. However, this group of beautiful butterflies contained a terrifying murderous intent. These butterflies formed a terrifying whirlwind that enveloped Lin Quan. Not bad. Interesting. The corner of Lin Quan's mouth revealed a trace of a smile, but he didn't put this attack in his eyes at all. With a wave of his hand, a black gas appeared and formed a shield in front of him. The butterflies charged forward. It emitted an ear-piercing sound that made people feel very uncomfortable. "How is this possible?" Yu Dai Jiao exclaimed. "My attack was actually blocked." Yu Dai Jiao almost couldn't believe her eyes. She was very confident in this move. It could be said that she had used all her strength. The entire space couldn't withstand this terrifying attack. That was why the ear-piercing sound was emitted. It was the sound of the air being cut. Golden Dragon War Body, activate. Yang Hanwu first activated the Golden Dragon War Body, then used the Battle Spirit Possession. Hua Qinshua's full strength also erupted. Titan Art, activate. Power erupted. The Titan Art doubled the strength, which was very powerful. Now that Yang Hongwu's Titan Art had reached the 4th level, it was much stronger than before. When the power erupted, it was 16 times stronger than before. In addition to the mysterious dragon's 9 transformations, the power was once again stacked, and the attack power became very terrifying. Of course, if it was before, Yang Hongwu's body wouldn't be able to withstand such a powerful force. However, after refining the demonic dragon's horn, his body had undergone a huge change. His body was much stronger than before. Therefore, he was able to use both the Titan Art and the mysterious dragon's 9 transformations to the maximum extent that he had cultivated. Jingshan Finger, 1 finger to frighten ghosts and gods. Yang Hongwu's eyes were like a sharp knife. He raised his finger and flicked it out. This finger seemed to have come from the ancient world. Its power was amazing, and no one could stop it. It could shatter the world and break the space. This finger was like an antelope's horn, untraceable. There was no way to dodge this finger. What kind of martial technique is this? Lin Quan was shocked when he saw this finger. He wanted to dodge it, but there was no way for him to do so. That finger strike shattered the demonic chi shield and struck Lin Quan's chest. Boom! A loud sound was heard. Lin Quan was sent flying, and a fist-sized hole appeared in his chest. Good, very good. I have underestimated you. Lin Quan looked at his chest that was pierced through, and his eyes were filled with killing intent. He's still not dead? Yang Hanwu was shocked. This demon was indeed terrifying. After possessing Lin Quan's body, could it be that he had an immortal body? If that's the case, how am I going to kill him? This is troublesome. Yu Jiao was also shocked when she saw this scene. Yang Hongwu's attack was extremely powerful and overbearing. That aura was so powerful that even ghosts and gods would be forced to retreat. However, it failed to kill the demon. Lin Quan's heart was pierced through, but he was still not dead. How am I going to kill him? Yu Jiao was the holy maiden of the demonic sect, and had seen countless scenes of life and death, but she had never been so shocked and nervous. However, Yu Jiao did not stop there. She pulled out a hairpin from her head. It was a butterfly hairpin, and the blue butterfly looked like it was about to fly away. The hairpin shone with blue light, and the blue light burned, forming a blue flame. This was the Thousand Nether Ice Flame. It was extremely overbearing and exuded a horrifying chill. The butterfly hairpin flew out. This was Yu Jiao's real trump card, the Thousand Nether Butterfly Hairpin. It was an immortal tool, and an incomplete one at that. It was much stronger than Mo Chantian's ink landscape painting. Immortal tools were also divided into different grades. Mo Chantian's immortal tool was an incomplete lower-grade immortal tool, but this one was a middle-grade immortal tool, which was much more powerful than a lower-grade immortal tool. An incomplete immortal tool? Lin Kuan looked at the blue butterfly flying towards him, and a trace of surprise flashed across his eyes. This was an immortal tool. Although it was an incomplete immortal tool, Lin Kuan still did not dare to take it head-on. No wonder you're so confident. However, even though immortal tools are powerful weapons, this is an incomplete one. Plus, you guys are too weak. You're not my match. Chapter 282. The might of rushing thunder. Lin Kuan crossed his hands, and two streams of black demonic qi intertwined. Yang Hanwu saw this. He had just used the Jingxian finger and consumed a lot of energy. However, Yang Hanwu was worried that Yu Daijiao might not be his opponent, so he swallowed a pill and threw out a few talismans. The talisman transformed into a terrifying lightning bolt. Numerous lightning snakes shot towards Lin Kuan. Talismans? 6th grade talismans? Lin Kuan's face changed. With so many talismans coming at him, he felt a lot of pressure. Especially this kind of lightning snake talisman, it would cause a lot of damage to him. Two streams of black qi formed a black demonic dragon that collided with the blue butterfly. At the same time, Yang Hongwu's lightning snake talisman also bombarded. Bang! 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 A series of explosions and terrifying shockwaves burst out. The surrounding stones and decorations were in a mess. It was as if a typhoon had struck. Yang Hanwu and Yu Daijiao stood together. Yang Hanwu immediately threw out a few more talismans. These talismans were defensive talismans, earthen wall talisman, which turned into a thick wall to block the shockwaves. There was also the diamond protective talisman, which formed a layer of diamond protection on the surface of his body. So many talismans? Yu Daijiao was surprised. These talismans were so powerful that they should be 6th grade talismans. She didn't expect Yang Hanwu to have so many 6th grade talismans. Although she, as the saintess of the devil sect, could also get talismans, it was impossible for her to get as many as Yang Hanwu. She only had a few talismans, and only one 6th grade talisman. She planned to use it at a critical moment to save her life. However, Yang Hanwu was throwing out talismans as if they were worthless. How could he throw them out like he didn't care about his life? It was crazy. Could it be that he had obtained some powerful inheritance? Did he get a lot of talismans? Mysterious. This Yang Hanwu was too mysterious. She thought that she had seen through him, but it was only the tip of the iceberg. Damn it! Why are there so many talismans? At this time, Lin Kuan was in a sorry state from the explosion. His whole body was black, and he looked like a beggar. His hair was messy, and his clothes were tattered. He roared furiously, going mad. This be asterisk starred. I'm Mo Ling, the great Mo Ling who has even killed countless true primordial spirit realm cultivators. Who would have thought that I would be in such a sorry state in front of two juniors? A mere mystic embryo realm cultivator and a 3rd step primordial spirit realm cultivator were unable to kill him. Damn it. I'm going to refine you into demonic corpses. Lin Kuan shouted loudly. His entire body began to change. He actually grew long fangs and sharp nails. The air was torn apart. The terrifying devil qi billowed as if it had covered the entire sky, shrouding the entire narrow space. Yang Hanwu and Yu Daijiao's faces changed at the sight of this terrifying scene. This devil spirit's strength was beyond their imagination. The attacks from the two of them did not cause much damage to this fellow. What should we do? Are you trying to escape? Yu Daijiao looked at the situation before her. She had already brought out her immoral artifact. Unexpectedly, she still couldn't injure the demonic spirit severely. If this continued, she might not be a match for the demonic spirit. If the demonic spirit were to possess her, she would be in trouble. She didn't want to become the demonic spirit's slave. Let me do it. An idea flashed through Yang Hongwu's mind. When he used the Thunder Snake Talisman earlier, it had caused quite a lot of damage to this fellow. It could be seen that this fellow was afraid of thunder and lightning. Yang Hanwu recalled Lin Kuan's words. The Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation and the Rushing Thunder Hand complemented each other. If he used them together, the power would be multiplied. He used it as soon as he thought of it. Yang Hanwu threw out the Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation's disc. The disc turned into 4 lightning bolts in the air, shrouding the surroundings. Pieces of spiritual chi stones turned into pure energy and poured into the formation. Yang Hanwu's speed was very fast. This move was almost done in one breath. The Rushing Thunder Hand was used. The speed of setting up the disc was like the difference between heaven and earth compared to before. Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation and Rushing Thunder Hand. How is this possible? How can you cultivate so fast? Damn it. Could it be that Ben Lei, that old fellow, still had a trick up his sleeve? Lin Kuan saw Yang Hanwu setting up the Thunder Formation and using the Rushing Thunder Hand. He was so skilled as if he had cultivated for dozens of years. He didn't look like a beginner at all. This made Lin Kuan's face change greatly, and he shouted loudly. Old man Ben Lei? Could it be that the name of the skeleton that left behind the Rushing Thunder Hand was called Old Man Ben Lei? Humph, Lin Kuan, since you know the power of the Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation and the Rushing Thunder Hand, then today is the day you die. Yang Hongwu's eyes were even brighter, full of confidence. From the change in Lin Kuan's face, this Rushing Thunder Hand and Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation were the nemesis of the demon spirit that possessed Lin Kuan. It was very likely that this fellow being trapped here was that Old Man Ben Lei's masterpiece. However, he didn't know why Old Man Ben Lei didn't kill this demon spirit but only sealed it here. How could a person who could cultivate such a terrifying martial technique die so easily? However, no matter what, he had gained a huge benefit and a huge favor. Completely killing this demon spirit could be considered as revenge for Old Man Ben Lei. Kill me? What a joke, a big joke. Your cultivation is only at the mysterious embryo realm. Even after using a secret technique, you can only reach the 9th level of the mysterious embryo realm. You're not even at the first step of the primordial spirit realm. You're not qualified to defeat me. Lin Kuan said loudly, I don't believe that in such a short time, you have already cultivated the Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation and the Rushing Thunder Hand to the realm of great success. As Lin Kuan spoke, he took a step forward and raised his hands again, circling them. That cloud of demon chi condensed and turned into a demon spirit that was incomparably ferocious. That demon spirit flew out and rushed towards Yang Hanwu. It was very fast and even let out a jie jie sound, which made people's scalp tingle. Kill! Yang Hanwu roared, Rushing Thunder Hand, Rushing Thunder Transformation. His hands were quickly raised and dyed with a layer of purple. The thunder and lightning of the Big Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation was activated in his hands. The power of thunder and lightning of heaven and earth was perfectly displayed on his body. The power of thunder and lightning was the most fundamental part of the Rushing Thunder Hand. It borrowed the power of thunder and lightning of heaven and earth. The terrifying thunder and lightning destroyed all demons. Thunder and lightning rolled, as if heaven and earth had sent down a terrifying punishment. Those thick thunder and lightning turned into silver snakes under the control of Yang Hongwu's hands and crazily attacked the demon spirit. Although the demon spirit was powerful, the thunder and lightning were even more powerful. The silver snakes were filled with the power of thunder and crazily attacked. One after another, the demon spirit was killed and shattered. Chapter 283. Longevity. Ancient tree. Lin Kuan's words stunned Yang Hanwu. Since when did he become Old Man Ben Lei? This is too funny. Could it be that this guy was beaten silly by me? Yang Hanwu did not care whether this guy was stupid or not. At this time, he would not let him go. Since he had the advantage, then he would go all out in a spurt of energy until he was beheaded. Yang Hongwu's attacks were each higher than the previous one. The Rushing Thunder Hand was displayed, becoming smoother and smoother. Every move and style brought forth a powerful force of thunder, firm and overbearing. Fist after fist heavily bombarded Lin Kuan's body. Lin Kuan kept retreating while Yang Hanwu kept attacking. Lin Kuan's breath was getting weaker and weaker while Yang Hanwu was getting fiercer and fiercer. Yu Daijiao looked at Yang Hanwu, who was showing his invincible might. She did not expect Yang Hanwu to be so valiant when he burst out. His speed of improvement was too amazing. Moreover, his cultivation talent was so terrifying. When he was setting up the Heavenly Dipper Thunder formation, he was still unfamiliar with it. But this time, he was able to set it up so quickly. Compared to before, it was like the difference between heaven and earth. What was more shocking was that he was practicing the Great Rushing Thunder hand. It was too shocking. When he displayed it now, it had reached the stage of perfection. It did not seem like he had just started practicing it. There were only a few people who could do this. At least, she had never seen anyone like this. Even if it was an outstanding genius, it was impossible to master such a powerful cultivation technique to such an extent in such a short time. Suddenly, her face turned ugly. Could it be that what Lin Kuan said was true? Yang Hanwu was not Yang Hanwu now, but was possessed by that old man Ben Lei? If that was the case, then it was not good. Such a situation must not happen. However, she could not attack Yang Hanwu now. Because she needed the help of that old man Ben Lei to defeat Lin Kuan. If Lin Kuan did not die, it would be difficult for her and Yang Hanwu to kill him. In that case, both of them might die here. Die, 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 die for me. Whether you're old man Ben Lei or not, you're going to die. Lin Kuan was furious. His body swelled and his sharp claws tore the air. Demonic chi was monstrous. Yang Hongwu's attack was blocked and Yang Hongwu's body heavily. Yang Hongwu's body shook. A deep scratch appeared on his body. Blood flowed out. Hiss. Yang Hanwu sucked in a breath of cold air. Being infected by the devil chi, his wound was burning with pain. Initially, Yang Hanwu had been suppressing Lin Kuan. Who would have thought that this demon would suddenly explode? This attack had caused Yang Hanwu to be severely injured. Moreover, he had consumed a great deal of energy. The battle spirit possession was about to end, and Hua Qianxue had consumed a great deal of energy. If this continued, it would be disadvantageous for him. Looking at Lin Kuan rushing over, Yang Hanwu quickly took out a talisman and threw it out. The talisman turned into a bolt of lightning and bombarded Lin Kuan's head. Some of these talismans were 6th grade talismans and some were 5th grade talismans. Yang Hanwu did not expect these talismans to kill Lin Kuan. He only hoped that they could block him and give him some time to recover. After all, such a fierce attack had consumed a lot of his strength. Although his body was strong, such a huge burden was not something an ordinary person could bear. At this time, in Yang Hongwu's divine dwellings, the sprouting twig and tender leaves shook slightly. A suction force came and swallowed the demonic chi. It also released a trace of energy, making Yang Hongwu feel cool and comfortable. Good fellow, it can actually swallow demonic chi. The demonic chi was transformed into pure energy by the sapling and entered Yang Hongwu's body. This made Yang Hongwu take a deep breath. He did not know what the sapling was. It was so powerful that it could even absorb and transform demonic chi. It was too powerful. With this sapling, he did not need to be afraid of those so-called demonic chi. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a ray of light. He suddenly threw out a punch. This punch contained a trace of energy from the sapling. Bang! This punch landed on Lin Kuan's body. If it was before, this punch would at most make Lin Kuan retreat a few steps. But now, it was different. Lin Kuan's heart was pierced again. The place where the hole was pierced made a sizzling sound as if it was being corroded. How is this possible? This? What kind of power is this? It can actually hurt my demonic source. Lin Kuan's eyes widened in shock. He looked at Yang Hanwu. You are not old man Ben Lei. Although he is powerful, he can't hurt my demonic source. Who are you? Could it be that you have the longevity ancient tree? Yes, this is the power of the longevity ancient tree. The longevity ancient tree. When Yang Hanwu heard this, he was shocked. Could it be that the sapling in his body was the longevity ancient tree? Yang Hanwu had heard of the longevity ancient tree. In the ancient books, there were records of it. It was the tree of life from the ancient desolate era. It was said that it was the origin of the entire ancient desolate mainland. The longevity ancient tree was also known as the ancient tree of life. The longevity pool was the sap secreted by the longevity ancient tree. Moreover, the longevity ancient tree could bear fruits called the longevity fruit. After consuming the longevity fruit, one's lifespan would increase by 100 years. This was extremely shocking. To those who had reached the end of their lifespan, a few hundred years of lifespan was a huge benefit. If the sapling in his spiritual dwellings was the longevity ancient tree, that would be awesome. Taking a deep breath, Yang Hanwu once again unleashed a powerful attack. Rushing thunder hand, kill. Punch after punch, Yang Hanwu attacked wildly. This time, Lin Kuan could not resist at all. The terrifying fist energy exploded. It was like a small sun, smashing heavily on Lin Kuan's head. Poof! With a muffled sound, Lin Kuan's head exploded like a watermelon. Then, a black shadow flew out from inside. The shadow's speed was very fast. Before Yang Hanwu could react, the black shadow had already rushed into Yang Hanwu's sea of consciousness. Damn it, you've damaged my origin, destroyed my physical body, and ruined my plans. Today, I'm going to take your physical body. The black shadow let out a sharp cry. Not good. Seeing this, Udgao shouted. Hua Qinshue was also anxious. She quickly entered Yang Hongwu's spiritual sea to stop the black shadow. However, the black shadow disappeared in a flash. It was extremely fast. In the next moment, it appeared in the middle of Yang Hongwu's spiritual sea. At this moment, the spiritual dwellings in Yang Hongwu's spiritual sea emitted a golden light. A ray of light sucked the black shadow in. Chapter 284. Chapter 284 A Lot of Crystals. The longevity ancient tree absorbed the devil spirit and converted it into pure soul energy, allowing Yang Hongwu's yuan spirit to grow a little. The longevity ancient tree sapling also grew a new leaf. Yang Hanwu was delighted. It was not easy to make a breakthrough in one's primordial spirit. He did not expect that there would be such a benefit from killing this demonic spirit. In that case, if he were to encounter a few more devil spirits, wouldn't he be able to quickly break through to the peak of the spiritual refinement Heart Sutra? Of course, this was just a thought. In reality, it was too difficult. The demon spirit was not so easy to deal with. This time, he was also lucky. If it was possessed by a powerful warrior, he would not be able to deal with it at all. One had to know that Lin Kuan's strength was not considered strong, and he was killed by Yi Futian. If it had been a fourth-step primordial soul realm, would they have been able to defeat Yi Futian? Yang Hanwu wasn't confident. At least, he wasn't confident now. Lin Kuan, did you kill him, Oling? Yang Hanwu nodded. Yes, I've already killed him. The crisis has now been resolved. Yang Hanwu put away the array disc. This time, this array disc had done a great service. Moreover, Yang Hanwu knew that the combination of the rushing thunder hand and the heavenly dipper thunder transformation array was actually so huge that it was beyond imagination. Are you Yang Hanwu or old man Ben Lei? Yu Daijiao suddenly asked. Yu Daijiao's words made Yang Hanwu somewhat puzzled. She suspected that he was old man Ben Lei. This was really a pain in the ass. Lin Kuan's words were indeed suspicious. He did not expect that it would be so easy to cultivate the rushing thunder hand to such a realm. I'm Yang Hanwu. You don't have to doubt me. I know what you're worried about, Yang Hanwu said. It's just that my cultivation speed is so fast. Yang Hanwu didn't care too much about it. That's right. I do suspect that your cultivation speed is too astonishing. You've only been practicing the rushing thunder hand for a short period of time. In fact, you haven't even practiced it before. Yet, you're using it as if you've been practicing it for countless years. I can't help but be suspicious, said Yu Daijiao. Yang Hanwu also knew that what she said made sense. If it were him, he would also doubt it. Therefore, this was very normal and understood. Don't worry, I'm not old man Ben Lei. In this world, I'm afraid the person who can take over my body hasn't been born yet. Yang Hanwu said confidently. Now that he was in his sea of consciousness, even those so-called deities or great emperors might not be able to seize his body. What a joke! The things in his sea of consciousness were all abnormal. Even he had no way of controlling them. How could he allow others to take over his body? Anyone who dared to take over his body would die. Is that what you say? How do you prove it? I don't need proof, said Yang Hanwu. Fairy Yu, it's up to you whether you believe it or not. You? Fairy Yu was really infuriated by his words. If you're really old man Ben Lei, I'll kill you to avenge Yang Hanwu. No need. Actually, it's very simple to prove it, said Yang Hanwu. Have you forgotten where this place is? Oh right, this is the territory of the person who chose the inheritor. Hearing this, Yu Daijiao immediately understood. If Yang Hanwu wasn't Yang Hanwu and was possessed by old man Ben Lei, that person would definitely be able to tell. Are you relieved now? Said Yang Hanwu. I believe you. However, your words just now are really infuriating. You have to compensate me, said Yu Daijiao. Compensate? How? Yang Hanwu said, how about this? After we get out of here, I'll concoct a batch of beauty pill for you. You have the recipe for the beauty pill? Yu Daijiao's eyes lit up. She stared at Yang Hanwu as if she was going to swallow Yang Hanwu whole. Yang Hanwu was startled by the look in his eyes. I have the recipe for the beauty pill and I've concocted some. You're so well informed, don't tell me you don't know about it. This surprised Yang Hanwu. As the saintess of the devil sect, her information network was far better than any other sect. The entire ancient desolate continent probably knew about him auctioning the beauty pill in the Flying Phoenix Pavilion. How could the spies of the devil sect not know about it? I was in seclusion and just came out not long ago. I only know that there's a pill king in the eastern continent called Yang Hanwu. Yu Daijiao said, you said that you'll concoct a batch of beauty pill for me. You're not allowed to go back on your words. Don't worry. I, Yang Hanwu, am a man of my word. After we get out, I'll concoct a batch for you. Yang Hanwu didn't care much about it. It was just a beauty pill. As long as there were enough ingredients, concocting it would be a piece of cake. He wasn't like before when he didn't cultivate the nature pill scripture. It was much easier for him to concoct the beauty pill now. Moreover, the success rate was much higher. As long as it wasn't a 7th grade pill, Yang Hanwu was 100% sure that he could concoct it. However, you'll have to prepare the ingredients yourself. All right. What ingredients do you need? Just tell me. In a woman's eyes, nothing was more important than her beautiful face. Sometimes, even her lover had to stand aside. Let's see what we got. There was a huge spiritual energy fluctuation earlier. I wonder what it was. Yang Hanwu shifted his attention to the special energy fluctuation in the stone room. He didn't know what it was. It would be great if it was an immoral item. Although he already had an immoral weapon, he couldn't use the 9-heaven mysterious tower even though it was powerful. Because the 9-heaven mysterious tower was too famous. Once it was exposed, he would be in big trouble. Even if he had the identity of Elixir King, he would still be hunted down and robbed by countless experts. If it was another immoral item, he wouldn't have so many scruples. He could use it boldly against his enemies. Okay. Yu Daijiao nodded. As for the beauty pill, it was impossible to concoct it here. They could only wait until they got out. Before this, Yu Daijiao didn't want to get out so quickly. The longer they stayed here, the more treasures they would get. But now, it was different. Yu Daijiao wanted to get out as soon as possible and complete the mission. The two of them walked into the stone room. However, the scene in front of them left them stunned. That glittering thing was simply blinding. Crystal stones. They were all crystal stones. A small mountain of crystal stones filled the entire stone room. One should know that the crystal stones obtained from killing savage beasts weren't big. But the number of crystal stones here was too huge. Chapter 285. Cat's Evolution. God, there are so many crystal stones here. It's unbelievable. Yu Daijiao opened her mouth wide. She could hardly believe her eyes. The total number of crystal stones here was probably more than 1,000,000. At this rate, they would soon have enough crystal stones to exchange for an immoral tool. That's an immoral tool. Isn't his luck too terrifying? Could it be that he's the legendary son of luck? Yu Daijiao took a deep breath. She had made the right choice. I'm afraid there are more than 1,000,000 crystal stones here. This time, we're really rich. Yang Hanwu was also overjoyed. He did not expect that his luck would be so good this time. There were more than 1,000,000 crystal stones here. He was getting closer to his goal. Incredible, simply incredible. Are we close to your goal? Yu Daijiao asked. Indeed, they were not far away. An 8th grade elixir required 1,000,000 crystal stones, and an immoral tool only required 2,000,000 crystal stones. Although their current income was not 2,000,000 crystal stones, it was almost there. Yes, it's almost there. Yang Hanwu nodded. After the two of them divided the crystal stones, Yu Daijiao said, "Now, should we continue to search or go back to exchange for some items and then come out to search for more crystal stones? What do you think?" Yang Hanwu asked. If they continued, they might be able to collect 1,000,000 crystal stones. However, there were also benefits to going back to exchange for some items. It could improve their cultivation. I suggest that we go back to exchange for some items and improve our strength before coming back to search for more crystal stones. Yu Daijiao thought for a while and said to Yang Hanwu, "Let's do as you say." Yang Hanwu nodded, indicating his agreement. The two of them divided the crystal stones. Yang Hanwu now had 700,000 crystal stones. He only needed 300,000 crystal stones to exchange for the 8th grade elixir. If the two of them combined, they would have a total of 1,400,000 crystal stones. They only needed 600,000 crystal stones to exchange for an immoral tool. Something's wrong. When he stood up, Yang Hanwu frowned. The spiritual energy here did not seem to have weakened. The huge energy did not seem to be coming from these crystal stones. What's wrong? Yu Daijiao asked. The spiritual energy here hasn't weakened. In other words, the true treasure here hasn't been found yet, Yang Hanwu said. When Yu Daijiao heard this, she also remembered. It was all his fault. The temptation of these crystals was too great, and he had forgotten about the problem of spiritual energy. That's true. However, there's no place to hide the treasure here. Yu Daijiao said, "Could it be that it's buried underground?" The floor of the stone room was no ordinary floor. These stone bricks were extremely hard. Even the terrifying attack from before did not cause much damage to them. There must be a mechanism, Yang Hanwu said. It's just that we haven't been able to find out where the mechanism is. Look carefully. Yu Daijiao said, that energy is so powerful. It's definitely not an ordinary item. It might be an immoral item. If we can get it, our strength will increase greatly. It will be much easier for us to kill savage beasts and obtain crystals. If it really was an immoral artifact, how would they distribute it? This was also a problem. Yang Hanwu nodded and looked carefully. Inside and out, from top to bottom, he searched carefully, but he didn't find any clues at all. However, he could clearly feel the energy. Let the illusory cloud rat and the cat look for it, Hua Qianxue said at this time. Yang Hanwu patted his head. That's right. How could he forget about the illusory cloud rat and the cat? Putting the cat aside, the illusory cloud rat was very smart. Although its strength was not great, it had lived for many years. Yang Hanwu caught the illusory cloud rat. As for the cat, Yang Hanwu could not figure it out. It always liked to sleep. Even in such a dangerous situation, it was still able to sleep. This made Yang Hanwu speechless. Ever since they entered this place, the cat had become particularly fond of sleeping. Generally, the amount of time they were awake in a day was really not much, only about 2 hours. Illusory cloud rat, look for it. There should be some treasure here. The energy here is very abundant. What is releasing it? Yang Hanwu asked. Well, I don't know. The illusory cloud rat looked for it and shook its head. I'm not a treasure-seeking rat. I'm an illusory cloud rat. My specialty is to set up illusory formations. As for opening mechanisms and finding treasures, I'm really not capable. Especially in this place, where there are formations and restrictions everywhere. Formations and restrictions? Yang Hanwu said, You mean, this place is surrounded by formations and restrictions? This surprised Yang Hanwu. Formations and restrictions surrounded this place. Yang Hanwu was curious. Didn't he break the formations and restrictions before? Why were there still formations and restrictions? Moreover, the most important thing was that he did not find any formations and restrictions here at all. Wasn't this too shocking? After all, he and Udgao had just had a shocking battle with Lin Quan, who was possessed by the demon spirit. Such a battle spread everywhere. How could it not touch the formations and restrictions? Unreasonable, this is too unreasonable, isn't it? What was going on? Even the illusory cloud rat did not know about it. This was indeed unexpected. However, it was also because of this that Yang Hanwu became more excited. This mystery proved that the thing hidden here was not simple. It was very likely that there was a treasure comparable to an immoral artifact here, just as Udgao had said. You don't know. What about the cat? Maybe it knows. Yang Hanwu frowned and said, The cat is so sleepy now. Is there a problem? Yang Hanwu had unknowingly regarded the cat as his companion. He asked the illusory cloud rat worriedly. Well, in fact, this little cat should be evolving. That's why it's so sleepy, the illusory cloud rat said. Evolving? Isn't it already a chinchilla? Evolving? What level can it evolve to? Evolve into a true dragon? Yang Hanwu was stunned when he heard this. Could it be that a cat could really evolve into a true dragon? Chapter 286. Gem of Life. Yang Hanwu was helpless. He did not expect the cat to be in a deep sleep at such a crucial moment. What should I do? Am I going to return empty-handed after entering a mountain of treasures? Yang Hanwu was depressed. However, it's not impossible to break the formation here. You can try using the restriction-breaking pill, said the illusion cloud rat. Yang Hanwu thought about it and agreed. He was not a formation master. If he tried using the restriction-breaking pill, he might be able to break the formation. What's wrong? Is there no way? Udgao asked when she saw Yang Hanwu frowning. No, I'll try using the restriction-breaking pill to see if it can break the formation. Yang Hanwu took out 4 pills. They were the restriction-breaking pills. Yang Hanwu shot the pills out and they landed in the 4 corners of the stone room. The 4 restriction-breaking pills suddenly burst out with light as the invisible restrictive spell formation finally appeared in front of Yang Hanwu. A stone door appeared in front of him. It was another stone door. Yang Hanwu took in a deep breath. This seal was indeed powerful. To think that it could conceal itself and even block such a powerful attack. The person who set up this formation was definitely a top-tier formation master. It might be an emperor-level formation master. It's here! Udgao was ecstatic when she saw the stone door. She jumped up and shouted. Yang Hanwu nodded. I didn't expect the restriction-breaking pill to be so useful. If it wasn't for the restriction-breaking pill, he might not be able to find it even if he searched for a year. The power of the restriction-breaking pill was beyond his imagination. Let's go. I can't wait to see what's hidden in here. It's so mysterious, said Yu Daijiao. No, there's no hurry. Yang Hanwu saw that Yu Daijiao was in a hurry and was about to walk forward. He quickly pulled her back. It was absolutely impossible to go in rashly like this. This place was so hidden, so how could it be so simple? What if there was a big guy inside? Or was there some kind of terrifying mechanism or restriction? It was better to be careful. As the saying goes, caution is the parent of safety. What happened? You rushed in so recklessly. If there is any danger, it won't be a joke, Yang Hanwu said. Oh, if you didn't mention it, I would have forgotten. Yu Daijiao's heart warmed. She didn't expect Yang Hanwu to care about her so much. Little White, it's time for you to work, Yang Hanwu said to the illusion cloud rat. What an unscrupulous master. I have to do all the dirty, tiring, and dangerous work. The illusory cloud rat mumbled to express its dissatisfaction. However, it was not slow at all. It moved very quickly and turned into a white light. In the blink of an eye, it arrived in front of the stone door. The tall stone door slowly opened in front of the illusion cloud rat. After the stone door opened, the illusion cloud rat went inside with a swoosh. Yang Hanwu and Yu Daijiao followed behind it and entered as well. The scene inside the stone door shocked Yang Hanwu and Yu Daijiao. There was an altar-like platform inside. On the platform, a green crystal gem was floating. That gem was full of vitality. A huge amount of energy was being emitted from that gem. Yang Hanwu was even more shocked. The longevity ancient tree in his divine dwellings was actually emitting thumping sounds. It was like a heartbeat. The rhythm was the same as the vibration of the gem on the platform. At this moment, the illusory cloud rat quickly rushed up with saliva dripping from its mouth. What a big life gem! Bang! The illusory cloud rat rushed up but was bounced back by an invisible force. It crashed heavily into the wall. Yang Hanwu was shocked but also felt lucky. The illusory cloud rat had suffered a lot. The force was not light. Ah, it hurts. The illusory cloud rat crawled up and cried. It can talk? Is this a 7th level savage beast? Yu Daijiao's jaw dropped when she heard the illusory cloud rat speak. Previously, Yang Hanwu had communicated with the illusory cloud rat and the cat using their mental strength. Therefore, Yu Daijiao couldn't hear them at all. But now, the illusory cloud rat was dizzy from the impact and spoke unconsciously. Yang Hanwu pulled a long face. What a jerk! But she would find out sooner or later. He could not hide it for long. I don't know if this guy is a 7th level savage beast or not, but it is quite mysterious. I used the blood pet elixir to turn it into my battle pet, Yang Hanwu explained. Blood pet elixir? You can make blood pet elixirs? Yu Daijiao was even more surprised. That was the blood pet elixir, the best thing to use to tame a battle pet. The success rate could be over 50%. If the quality of the elixir was good, the success rate could be over 90%. A battle pet could play an amazing role in a battle and could not be ignored. The more powerful a battle pet was, the more useful it would be in a battle. The difference between a person with and without a battle pet was not something that could be easily made up for. In other words, a person with a battle pet and without a battle pet would have an extra helper. Also, a battle pet could cooperate well with a battle pet. The illusory cloud rat was almost as good as the twins. The blood pet elixir was precious. Only a handful of people in the Devil's Doctrine had a battle pet and they had all relied on the blood pet elixir. The blood pet elixirs could only be found in ancient relics. A blood pet elixir was as valuable as a 7th level elixir. Yes, I can refine the blood pet elixir, but it is not easy to find the elixir. If you have the blood spirit grass, the main ingredient for refining the blood pet elixir, I can help you refine one, Yang Hanwu said. Really? I will ask someone to find the blood spirit grass when I go out. Udgao was pleasantly surprised. She did not expect that Yang Hanwu could make so many lost elixirs. The beauty elixir and the blood pet elixir were all elixirs that had been lost for countless years. It was amazing that he could make them. Yang Hanwu said, "Don't worry. You can find me at any time." With that, Yang Hanwu focused his attention on the green gem again. This gem has such a huge amount of life energy. What kind of gem is it? Yang Hanwu asked. I think I have seen this gem in an ancient book. Yes, it is the gem of life. It contains a huge amount of life energy. It is said that the gem of life can bring the dead back to life, Udgao said. If it was really the gem of life, it would be amazing. The value of the gem of life was no less than that of an immoral artifact. It might even be more precious than an immoral artifact. The gem of life can bring the dead back to life? Yang Hanwu was surprised. The effect of bringing the dead back to life was too shocking. Chapter 287. Sure, Bauer, regardless of whether it's the gem of life or not, this gem isn't simple. But how do I get it now? The illusion cloud rat was sent flying in an instant. It was clear that it was not easy to obtain the gem. Let's try the restriction-breaking pill, Udgao said. It was all thanks to the restriction-breaking pill that they were able to enter this place. Since the restriction-breaking pill was so powerful, could it also break the restrictions here? Yang Hanwu nodded. He took out a few more restriction-breaking pills and threw them at the gemstone. However, the restriction-breaking pills turned into a stream of air and were absorbed by the gemstone. Yang Hanwu and Udgao widened their eyes in shock. It had actually been absorbed. What was going on? The two couldn't help but take a few steps back. This was most likely not a life gem, but he had never heard of a life gem being able to absorb the energy of a pill. What's going on? It's too strange, Yang Hanwu said. I'm afraid this isn't a life gem. Udgao also felt a chill down her spine. If she got too close, she would end up like the pill. Wouldn't that be a disaster? His heart was palpitating. Mother asterisk cur, this was too terrifying. If he wasn't careful, he would be finished. What is this thing? Yang Hanwu didn't want to give up like this. What was certain was that this thing was definitely a treasure, and an extraordinary one at that. Yang Hanwu wasn't willing to give it up like this. However, this thing was too strange, and Yang Hanwu didn't want to risk his life for it. This is a life gem. A weak voice sounded in Yang Hanwu's sea of consciousness. Who is it? Who is speaking? When Yang Hanwu heard the voice, he was immediately shocked. It's me, said the voice. I am the sapling of the longevity ancient tree, the sapling in your castrum divinitas. The longevity ancient tree? When Yang Hanwu heard that, he was overjoyed. The longevity ancient tree had its own sentience. Its voice sounded young and clear, like that of a little girl. Yes, my name is Nini. Grandpa gave me this name. Nini, you said that was the gem of life, but is the gem of life really that strange? Yang Hanwu asked. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. That life gem can automatically absorb the energy of non-living creatures, Nini said. It can't automatically absorb the energy of living creatures. Yang Hanwu was a little confused. However, he finally understood that the gem could not absorb his life force. He was sure of that. Are you saying that this life gem is harmless to me? Yang Hanwu asked. That's right. Not only is there no harm to Big Brother, but there are also huge benefits. It can help Big Brother cultivate, and it can also help Big Brother heal the hidden injuries in your body. In addition, it can also help Nini grow. Nini said, if Big Brother keeps this life gem in your divine abode, then Nini can grow up quickly and help Big Brother. But, how can I keep this gem of life? Yang Hanwu asked. It seems like it doesn't want to let people touch it. Yang Hanwu did not believe that there was a restriction. If there was a restriction, then the restriction would definitely be broken by the restriction-breaking pill. Even if there was no way to break it, the restriction would still appear. But in fact, there was no reaction at all. This proved that there was no restriction around the gem of life at all. You have to communicate with it and make it willing to go with Big Brother, Nini said. The gem of life is alive. How do you communicate with it? Yang Hanwu thought for a while and said. This was not going to be an easy task. Communicate with it with your heart. When Yang Hanwu heard that, he was speechless. Communicate with a stone with your heart? The gem of life was also a stone. It was really a pain in the ass. However, there was nothing he could do about it. After all, it was a treasure, and an extraordinary one at that. If it were other people, they would not think this way. It was something they could only wish for. Not to mention communicating with a stone, they would even be willing to marry a stone and hug it for the rest of their lives. Yang Hanwu closed his eyes and used his mental power to communicate with the gem of life. But there was no reaction at all. He could not help but feel a little depressed. Nini, that stupid stone is not responding to me at all. What should I do? Well, if that's the case, then I'll go communicate with it, Nini said. After a while, Nini's voice sounded in Yang Hongwu's mind again. Big brother, sister stone agreed, Nini said. Big sister? Yang Hongwu was shocked by the way she addressed him. How could a rock be differentiated by gender? However, this could not be said. If the gem of life got angry, wouldn't he be in trouble? If the cooked duck flew away, he would have nowhere to cry. As Yang Hongwu was speaking, the gem of life turned into a green light and shot directly into Yang Hongwu's forehead, entering his spiritual abode. Yang Hongwu could not help but sigh in his heart. There were a lot of things living in his spiritual abode. No, there were a lot of masters living in it. Yang Hongwu had no way to completely command these masters in his spiritual abode. For example, he could use the immortal pagoda, but only a part of its functions was unlocked. He had not even seen the weapon spirit. In any case, these fellows were free to enter and leave his spiritual dwellings as they wished. They seemed to be the same kind of people. As the master, he did not have the slightest bit of authority. Well, what's your sister stone's name? Yang Hongwu looked at the green gem in his spiritual abode. It was crystal clear and exuded a breath of life, making Yang Hongwu feel very comfortable. He felt much more refreshed and energized. Yang Hongwu knew that this was the benefits of the gem of life. My name is Sherbauer. I'll be living in your spiritual abode from now on. However, you have to promise to refine more elixirs for me. I think you have a 7th grade elixir. It's very good. I'll accept it, Sherbauer said coolly. As he spoke, the green light flashed. Yang Hongwu was shocked when he heard this. He quickly checked the 7th grade king elixir in his storage space. When he looked, it was gone. It had turned into a pure medicinal power and entered his spiritual abode, where it was absorbed by the gem of life. Damn, this was a damn robber. His 7th grade king elixir, which he had prepared to break through to the primordial spirit first step, had been absorbed by this stupid stone. Ruthless, too ruthless. Not only did Sherbauer live in his spiritual abode without paying rent, but he even King snatched his elixir. Damn it, really damn it. Yang Hongwu was about to curse and ask for the elixir back when he felt a surge of life force entering his body. All the subtle injuries in his body were all healed, and his lifespan was constantly increasing. Yang Hongwu could clearly feel this. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It increased by 50 years before it stopped. A 7th grade king elixir had increased his lifespan by 50 years. Chapter 288. Water of life. Then, to Yang Hongwu's surprise, a drop of sparkling green water floated in the air. This is the longevity pond's water? What longevity pond? This is the water of life, Sherbauer said. What an ignorant country bumpkin. Yang Hongwu's face suddenly turned black when he heard this. Damn, I've become a country bumpkin. However, compared with these guys, I'm really illiterate. I don't know anything. The water of life is the condensation of the life force between heaven and earth. Other than Nini and I, very few creatures can produce the water of life, Scherbauer added. This drop of water of life is a bargain for you. After saying that, the drop of life water merged with Yang Hongwu's body. Yang Hongwu immediately felt his body strengthen once more. His vitality was several times stronger than before. Even his gene level seemed to have changed. The water of life was simply too shocking. His current lifespan was probably far beyond that of an ordinary primordial spirit realm ancient martial art practitioner. Don't disturb me if there's nothing else. Also, you have to give me a grade 7 pill every month, Scherbauer said. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. You'd better leave. A 7th grade pill every month. Although I'm an alchemist, I still can't make a 7th grade pill out of thin air. Moreover, even if I have the materials, I may not be able to successfully refine it. This shit Bauer actually dared to demand an exorbitant price. F***ck, not to mention whether or not he could refine it. Even if he could, what about the ingredients? Where can I find it? What a joke. Even if he killed himself, he wouldn't be able to obtain so many materials to refine tier 7 pills. Medicinal herbs? Scherbauer asked. You mean, we can refine it as long as we have medicinal herbs? No, the 7th grade elixir that you swallowed previously was something that I refined with great difficulty. Now, I have only refined one. I originally intended to break through to the primordial soul realm, but it was swallowed by you. Yang Hongwu still had a lot of resentment when it came to this. In the long run, that drop of life water would be of great help to him, far surpassing the value of a tier 7 elixir. However, in the short run, he urgently needed to increase his cultivation base. He needed to explode in the ancient Desolation Continent Genius competition 3 months later. He needed to defeat all his opponents and kill Zetian. If Yang Hongwu used all of his trump cards, he still had a lot of confidence. However, he couldn't reveal these secrets. Otherwise, he would be hunted down by the entire ancient desolate continent or even the entire ancient region. Even if he thought that his talent was outstanding, he would not dare to face the pursuit of the entire ancient desolate continent and the entire ancient region. Scherbauer paused for a moment before saying, a 6th grade elixir is fine, but 100 of them per month. All of them must be of perfect quality. Yang Hongwu rolled his eyes. This was too much of a scam. 100 pills per month? Wouldn't that make him a full-time alchemist? No, absolutely not. I can't do that either. I still have to cultivate. How can I refine elixirs for you all the time? Yang Hongwu refused. He had to refuse. There was no room for negotiation. Do you know how precious my life water is? Do you know how much I can help you by living in your body? I just want you to refine some elixirs. I don't even need you to provide the ingredients. Don't you know how embarrassing you are? Scherbauer said angrily. If it weren't for Nini, do you think I would live in your knowledge sea? Don't you. If you don't want to, you can leave. Yang Hongwu was really annoyed. So what if you have a life gem? You want this and that. Can't I become an expert without it? Can't I break through? What a joke. You are too hateful. I'm going to teach you a lesson today. Scherbauer was infuriated. She turned into a beautiful woman in green. She raised her eyebrows and glared at Yang Hongwu's primordial spirit. Her hands released a green glow that was extremely dazzling. Don't be rash. Big brother, sister, sure, we're all family. There's no need to be so rash. It'd be terrible if something were to happen, said Nini, who frantically tried to stop Scherbauer. Humph, after being stopped by Nini, Scherbauer said angrily, for Nini's sake, I'll let you go this time. If you can't give me 100 6th grade elixir pills, how about 50? 50 6th grade elixir pills in exchange for a drop of life water. This is the limit of my tolerance. Let me tell you, my patience is limited. If you keep talking, I'll kill you. Even if Nini tries to stop me, she won't be able to save you. Yang Hanwu was annoyed by his threatening words. What the F***ck? How dare you be so arrogant? Isn't it just a stupid stone? However, Yang Hanwu decided not to provoke Sherbauer further after seeing the pleading look on the little girl's face that Nini had conjured up. Okay, I promise you. But I need enough materials. If I can't find enough spiritual herbs, I can't cook without rice. I can't do anything about it, Yang Hanwu said. Of course. I've thought about this problem. Don't worry about it, Sherbauer said. Let's go out first. I know where to find a herb garden. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up when he heard this. A herb garden? Didn't that mean there would be a lot of spiritual herbs? When he got the herbs in the herb garden of the Greedy Wolf sect, he was already shocked. If there was a herb garden here, it should be as good as the one in the Greedy Wolf sect, right? If it weren't for the climbing vine in the herb garden of the Greedy Wolf sect, there would be much more spiritual herbs of higher quality in the herb garden. The climbing vine was a very domineering divine vine. Generally, it wouldn't allow other flowers, plants, and spiritual herbs to grow around it. At this time, Udjao came back to her senses. She looked at Yang Hanwu and asked, "Are you okay? Did the gem enter your glabella?" "I'm fine." Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, "Don't worry. That is indeed the gem of life. Moreover, the gem of life already has its own spirituality. It chose to follow me." "Really? That's great." Udjao wasn't jealous. Instead, she was very happy. This made Udjao somewhat surprised. According to reason, she also had the opportunity to obtain this gem of life. However, she didn't get it yet. She didn't feel unhappy. Instead, she felt happy for Yang Hanwu. This made Udjao somewhat puzzled and restless. Could it be that she had fallen in love with him? Chapter 289. Do only no need for that. This is your opportunity. Udjao shook her head. I will have my own opportunity too. It's just that the time hasn't come yet. In fact, Udjao knew that it would be too difficult for her to get such an opportunity. She thought that she was already very lucky to get a broken immortal tool. However, she didn't expect that there would be someone with such terrifying luck. If it was anyone else, they wouldn't be able to get the gem of life. However, Yang Hanwu recognized it as its master. How could she not be shocked? The two of them left the stone room. They were ready to go back to exchange for items. They had a great harvest this time. They could exchange for some items that could improve their cultivation. Yang Hanwu also had the same plan. There were many good things in the Hall of Inheritance. Once he exchanged for them, his strength would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Moreover, killing was not prohibited outside the Hall of Inheritance. If he couldn't compete with others because he didn't exchange for the items, it would be very unpleasant. Although Yang Hanwu had no problem escaping, who would be willing to run away all the time? The two of them rushed back. When they were about to reach the Hall of Inheritance, they met a person. This person was dressed in black and wrapped himself tightly. Only a pair of eyes could be seen. That pair of eyes was filled with a sinister expression. "Hand over your crystals." A hoarse voice came from his mouth. Yang Hanwu and Udjao looked at each other. Who was this guy? He was so arrogant that he dared to have designs on the two of them. Was he tired of living? Or did this guy take the wrong medicine and forget who they were? I'll say it again. Hand over your crystals. Otherwise, both of you will die. Who are you? How dare you be so arrogant? Don't you know who we are? Yang Hanwu said. I know. Aren't you the saintess of Devil Sect and Pill King Yang Hanwu? The person said coldly. Others might be afraid of you, but I, Duanli, am not. Duanli? You are the traitor of the Devil Sect, Duanli? Udjao exclaimed. Duanli was the most outstanding genius of the Poison Sect, a branch of the Devil Sect 10 years ago. His poison skills had reached the acme of perfection and he had already become a grade 6 poison master 10 years ago. Back then, Du Wanli's beloved woman had been fancied by the son of the poison sect master and forcefully taken away from him. This had thoroughly enraged Du Wanli. Although Du Wanli was already a grade 6 poison master at the time, his cultivation was only at the 3rd level of the arcane embryo realm. On the other hand, the sect master of the poison sect, Kang Yanin, was a powerful cultivator who had long reached the 4th step of the primordial spirit realm. Moreover, he was also a grade 6 poison master who had been a grade 6 poison master for a long time. How could Du Wanli be his match? Kang Yanin heavily injured him and tossed him out of the poison sect. But who would have thought that Du Wanli would completely erupt after his injuries? A terrifying poison erupted from his body. This poison was so terrifying that even Kang Yanin, a grade 6 poison master at the 4th step of the primordial spirit realm, had no way of dispelling it. Aside from those who'd broken through to the 2nd step of the primordial spirit realm, everyone else in the poison sect who'd been lower than that had been poisoned to death. Even those who'd broken through to the 2nd step of the primordial spirit realm suffered varying degrees of injuries. The entire poison sect had fallen from being the 2nd most powerful sect of the devil sect to being a 3rd-rate sect. This battle had completely spread Du Wanli's name throughout the world. Du Wanli's name became a taboo in the devil sect from then on. Almost no one brought it up anymore. Who would have thought that Du Wanli would appear here? How could you Dai Jiao not be shocked? I didn't think that someone would still remember my name after 10 years. Du Wanli's eyes were like a viper's, making Yang Hanwu feel very uncomfortable. Since you know my name, hand over the item and I'll spare your lives. Senior brother Du Wanli, don't call me senior brother. I'm not worthy of it. Before Yu Djiao could finish her words, she was interrupted by Du Wanli. He said coldly, if you don't hand over the crystal stones, then die. Do you want the crystal stones or your own life? I will give you 10 breaths of time to consider. What a big tone. Yang Hanwu couldn't stand Du Wanli's arrogance. He'd just been threatened by the Sherbauer, and now Du Wanli was being so arrogant. He didn't put him in his eyes at all, as if he was a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. I'd like to see what you're capable of as a 6th-grade poison master. You're courting death? Du Wanli's eyes flashed coldly. So what if you're a 7th-grade alchemist? You're not a 7th-grade healer. If you were, I wouldn't have dared to cause trouble for you. But you're really a 7th-grade alchemist. Alchemists may be powerful and have a high status, but they can't directly detoxify the poison. My poison is unparalleled in the world. No one can detoxify it. Saying that, Du Wanli waved his hand, and a cloud of black mist flew towards Yang Hanwu. Pure Yang primordial fire, refine. Yang Hanwu roared. Pure Yang true qi revolved and condensed into pure Yang true fire. He wanted to refine the poisonous fog. However, what shocked Yang Hanwu was that the poison mist was able to extinguish his pure Yang primordial fire. Its speed was too fast. His pure Yang primordial fire was too far behind. In just a few breaths of time, his pure Yang primordial fire was completely extinguished. Damn it. Yang Hanwu couldn't help but curse in his heart. He was too careless. He didn't think that the poison mist would be so powerful. It was truly as its name suggested. In the ancient desolate continent, there was probably no one who could match him in terms of poison techniques. Even in the ancient domain, there weren't many people who could match his poison techniques. What should I do? Yang Hanwu was very anxious. Wherever the poison mist went, everything would be corroded. It was like the yellow spring, corroding everything. Dancing butterflies. Yu Djiao shouted and released her immortal artifact, the jade butterfly. The jade butterfly turned into a swarm of fluttering butterflies to attack Du Wanli. His poison technique was very powerful, but Du Wanli's strength was still very weak. After so many years, he was still only a 2nd-step primordial spirit realm. How could a 2nd-step primordial spirit realm poison master withstand such a powerful attack? Attack way to rescue Zhao. This was UDGAO's idea. Humph, Du Wanli snorted. His eyes were filled with contempt. So what if it's an immortal equipment? Watch me break it. Saying that, Du Wanli flipped his right hand. A black stone appeared in his palm. Du Wanli threw the black stone out, and it turned into a huge seal. There was a conspicuous word on the seal, poison. It was the word poison. Chapter 290. The king of poison. The word poison was filled with terrifying corrosiveness, emitting a strong stench. Bang! After a muffled sound, Yu Dai Jiao's jade butterfly was sent flying. How is this possible? Yu Dai Jiao cried out. Her jade butterfly was an immortal tool. Although it was just a broken immortal tool, it was still an immortal tool. How could it be sent flying so easily? Can't even withstand a single blow. Du Wanli sneered. Don't think that you're invincible just because you have an immortal tool. You're still far from it. The poison seal turned and flew toward Yang Hanwu. It actually brought out a small whirlwind. Wherever the whirlwind went, it destroyed everything. Everything that was touched by the whirlwind was all corroded. Yang Hanwu's face changed. He did not expect Du Wanli to be so monstrous. Even Yu Dai Jiao's immortal tool could not withstand it. Could it be that he had to use his trump card? The poison seal carried a foul stench. The small whirlwind formed by the poison seal was terrifying. Yang Hanwu felt that it was troublesome. Big brother, it's okay. Don't worry. Sister Bauer and I can deal with it. A clear voice came from the divine dwellings. Nini, this poison seal is no small matter. Can you really deal with it? Yes, big brother. Just watch. After saying that, Yang Hanwu saw a green light flashing from Nini's body. The green light shot out like an arrow and hit the center of the small whirlwind. Immediately, the small whirlwind exploded. The Sherbauer also released a ray of light that turned into a small net and covered the black poison seal. The black poison seal was trapped by the small net. After struggling for a while, it fell down. Du Wanli's eyes widened. This was beyond his expectation. Although his poison seal had not reached the immortal tool level, it was refined by Du Wanli with great effort. After being tempered by thousands of poisons for more than 10 years, it was able to repel Yu Dai Jiao's immortal tool with just one hit. What is that small net? It's so powerful. After killing them, this thing will be mine. Good, very good. I didn't expect you to have such a treasure. No wonder you're so arrogant. This thing is mine. Du Wanli's eyes flashed with a cold light as he struck out a seal. That black poison seal once again floated up. Sherbauer, who was in the Yang Hanwu divine abode, snorted coldly. How could it be that simple? If I let you take it back so easily, would I still be able to survive? The net flashed. With a whoosh, it flew up and sucked the poison seal into Yang Hanwu's glabella. Du Wanli instantly lost his sense of the poison seal. His entire body shook as his eyes flashed with disbelief. He had actually lost the ability to sense the poison seal. What did you do? Du Wanli was incomparably shocked. The poison seal was something that he had painstakingly refined. It contained his spiritual imprint. How could it be taken away by someone else without him sensing it? What did you do? Yang Hanwu sneered, your poison technique is useless against me. Now, hand over your crystal and I may spare your life. Haha, upon hearing this, Du Wanli laughed wildly. This is the biggest joke I've ever heard. Who do you think you are? Even the leaders of the 4 great academies don't dare to talk to me like this. You think that by temporarily controlling my poison seal, you can deal with me? You're too naive. I'll show you what a real poison master is. As he spoke, Du Wanli moved, waving his hands continuously. Clouds of strange mist were emitted from his hands, forming many poisonous creatures. Scorpions, poisonous snakes, centipedes, and so on. They were densely packed, making one's scalp tingle. Let the 9-chill centipede come out and try, Hua Qinshua said. Yang Hanwu moved his mind and released the 9-chill centipede. Now, the 9-chill centipede was only in the middle stage of level 6. The gap between them wasn't small. Moreover, facing a terrifying poison master like Du Wanli, Yang Hanwu was still somewhat worried. The 9-chill centipede had been with him for so long. Not to mention that it had made great contributions, it had done many things for him. Don't worry, it's fine. The reason why the 9-chill centipede hasn't made any progress is because it lacks poisonous creatures. This 9-chill centipede isn't as weak as you think. With these poisonous creatures, it can make the 9-chill centipede progress further. Hua Qinxue saw Yang Hanwu's worry and explained. Yang Hanwu nodded and said, I hope you're right. After the 9-chill centipede was released, it saw so many poisonous creatures and its eyes lit up. With a swoosh, it rushed out and entered the densely packed poisonous creatures. Its body grew bigger, and its huge mouth was constantly devouring these poisonous creatures. Seeing the 9-chill centipede released by Yang Hanwu crazily devouring his poisonous creatures, Du Wanli's eyes widened and his mouth opened wide. He cried out involuntarily, King of 10,000 poison. How is it possible? How can you have the King of 10,000 poison? King of 10,000 poison? Yang Hanwu was stunned. His 9-chill centipede was also the King of 10,000 poison? So awesome? His luck was so strong? He just casually got a 9-chill centipede and it became the King of 10,000 poison? The King of 10,000 poison. Just hearing this name was already very awesome. This is mine. It's all mine. With the King of 10,000 poison, I can break the shackles and truly enter the primordial spirit realm. My luck is really too good. Du Wanli was shocked at first. Then, he was overjoyed. His entire being was excited to the extreme. It was as if he had entered a state of madness. With the King of 10,000 poison, once I enter the primordial spirit realm, sage sect, devil sect, for great academies, they will all have to bow down to me. Ha! Hearing this guy's arrogant voice, Yang Hanwu rolled his eyes. This guy must be crazy. Eat, eat. I want to see how much the King of 10,000 poison can eat. Du Wanli stared at the 9-chill centipede as if he was looking at a rare treasure, as if he was looking at his beloved woman. That look in his eyes made Yang Hanwu feel extremely disgusted. What's the King of 10,000 poison? Yang Hanwu had never heard of the King of 10,000 poison before. Hence, he asked Hua Qinxue. The King of 10,000 poison is a horrifying poisonous creature. Legend has it that it is an evil creature that evolved from the cancer of the universe. Hua Qinxue explained. Sister Hua is wrong. It's not like that. The so-called King of 10,000 poison is just the pet of the Emperor of 10,000 poison. Nini retorted. Yes, it's an ugly big toad. It's not a centipede, and it's not as cute as little 9. When Yang Hanwu heard this, his face was filled with black lines. Emperor of 10,000 poison. Oh my god. Based on Nini's tone, she seemed to have seen the Emperor of 10,000 poison. This was unbelievable. Emperor, that was a real emperor. Chapter 291. Terrifying poison arts. Little 9 crazily swallowed those poisonous creatures, but Du Wanli's poisonous creatures seemed to be endless. They were constantly being released. Du Wanli simply took out a bag. That bag was like a bottomless pit. Poisonous creatures were constantly crawling out from it. Even Du Wanli's palm had a black vortex. From the black vortex, a terrifying poisonous gas was being released. It was multicolored and very strange. Retreat. This poisonous mist is extremely terrifying. Udgao's expression greatly changed when she saw the multicolored poisonous mist. She pulled Yang Hanwu back. What? What's so special about this poison gas? Back when Du Wanli was just a direct disciple, he awakened the poison gas in his body and destroyed the entire poison sect, said Yu Daijiao. Yang Hanwu was shocked as well. A direct disciple had destroyed an entire sect. That was how terrifying the poison gas was. It was shocking to hear that it could become a sect. Don't worry about the poison gas. It's the best tonic for little Nine, said Nini. Yang Hanwu was pleasantly surprised. Nini, is that true? Don't be surprised. Although little Nine isn't the king of 10,000 poisons, he has the bloodline of the king of 10,000 poisons. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that he's a descendant, said Scherbauer. As for the poison gas, Nini and I are in your body. Even the king of 10,000 poisons wouldn't be able to poison you to death, let alone something as insignificant as this. Scherbauer's tone was arrogant. He didn't think much of the poison gas at all. This was a poison that made the entire demonic sect pale at the mention of it, but it was nothing in front of Scherbauer. Yang Hanwu could only smile wryly. If others knew about this, they'd probably go crazy with jealousy. His luck was truly indescribable. What kind of poison was this? It had no effect on him. That was the most heaven-defying thing of all. In this case, any unorthodox methods wouldn't have much effect on him unless he was absolutely crushed. Yang Hanwu was confident that among his peers, there was no one who could crush him. Was this a joke? Was there anyone in the same generation who could crush him? What a joke, what was there to compete with? Battle constitution? Comparing immortal artifacts and magic treasures? Comparing cultivation techniques? He had the 9 Dragons Saint body. Was it an immortal item or a magic treasure? He had plenty of top-grade immortal artifacts. As for the rest, his battle pets? That would be even more ridiculous. He was a beast tamer who could open up countless battle pet spaces and have countless battle pets. As long as his spirit was strong enough, he could tame as many battle pets as he wanted. Of course, his immortal pagoda's space was like an endless battle pet space. He could take some savage beasts into his battle pet space and form his own savage beast army. However, his current strength was still too weak, and his mental strength was still insufficient. Otherwise, he could really create an army of savage beasts. If he didn't sign a contract or use the blood pet elixir, having little Nine as an extra battle pet was already the best he could do. If he wanted to have an army of battle pets, he would have to figure out a way. Your battle pet has changed. Udgao pointed at little Nine and exclaimed. You can't eat anymore? Duanli was also pleasantly surprised. The corner of his mouth curled up into a smile as he took out something. It was something that looked like a cage. Oh no, Duanli is going to capture your battle pet. Yang Hanwu didn't do anything, but Udgao was worried. If it weren't for Yang Honwu's battle pet, the two of them would have been eroded by those poisonous creatures. How could she not be worried when she saw that Duanli was going to capture little Nine? Yang Hanwu was also anxious. Little Nine seemed to have reached a critical moment. Its body was changing constantly. It grew bigger and smaller in one moment. It was twisting as if it was in pain. No, he couldn't just sit there and wait for death. If little Nine was taken away, he would be in trouble. He couldn't let others touch his battle pet. Duanli was just a poison master. How could he fight against him when his poison skills were useless? Yang Hanwu took out something. It was the Dragon Depressing Charm. The Dragon Depressing Charm was extremely powerful. It was his most powerful treasure apart from the Heavenly Dark Tower. Dragon Depressing Charm. Suppress. Yang Hanwu tossed out the talisman. The golden-colored dragon god demon suppressing talisman instantly expanded and transformed into a gigantic golden dragon that charged towards Duanli. A talisman. I didn't know that you had so many good things. This is beyond my expectation. I have been in seclusion for so many years. Now that I have come out, I have met such a rich young man. It seems that your status is even higher than Udgao's. Duanli was surprised to see the talisman in Yang Honwu's hand. But he wasn't worried. Duanli had yet to use his trump card. With a flick of his finger, a beam of red light shot towards the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman. That was a small red snake. It was as fast as an arrow. It was a red-line snake, a beast at the peak of the 6th rank. The red-line snake was not only good for its venom, but also for its speed and defense. It was even more terrifying than those supreme heaven artifacts. It could pierce through the defense of an average heaven artifact in the enemy's heart. Red-line snake. He has a red-line snake? Udgao's face changed. As the holy maiden of the devil sect and the first holy maiden, how could she not know about the red-line snake? A few thousand years ago, someone had subdued the red-line snake. It was also a poison master who took it as his battle pet. With the help of the red-line snake, he swept through the entire poison sect and became the sect master. But later, he entered a relic and never came out. It was said that he died in there and the red-line snake disappeared with him. How could Udgao not be shocked that Du Wanli had a red-line snake? She was anxious. If she had known this would happen, she would have given him all the crystals. Crystals were precious, but they couldn't be compared to life. However, it was too late now. With so many trump cards exposed, Du Wanli would not let the two of them go. Right now, they could only fight to the death. Thinking of this, Udgao activated the jade butterfly in her hand. The jade butterfly flew up and a rainbow-colored light was released from it. Udgao trembled and her face turned pale. Go! With a shout, the jade butterfly flew out and turned into a jade-colored meteor. It pierced through the air and space to attack Du Wanli. Still coming? Humph. You overestimate yourself. A black energy shot out and collided with the jade-colored butterfly. They were evenly matched. Chapter 292. Xiao Jiu's evolution kills Du Wanli. Damn it. Du Wanli's heart became anxious. He suddenly pushed Udgao back. Udgao was sent flying by the powerful force. She then turned to attack Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu looked at Du Wanli's terrifying poison gas and sneered. He did not put it in his eyes at all. Nini. Okay, big brother. Don't worry, leave it to me. Nini said. A green energy was released from Yang Hanwu's arm. It shot out and the poison gas dissipated instantly. It turned into pure energy and was absorbed by Yang Hanwu. How is this possible? Du Wanli was shocked once again. Where did this young man come from? How many treasures did he have? He was not afraid of his poison technique and kept his treasures. Du Wanli was shocked. If it wasn't for the fact that this young man was only in the early stage of the mysterious embryo realm, Du Wanli would have considered running away. This brat was simply his nemesis. That was why he could not let this brat go. His trump card, all of his trump cards were restrained by this brat. If this brat was allowed to grow, how could he survive? Therefore, he had to kill him. He had to kill him. His existence was the biggest threat to him. Du Wanli was very confident. He was not afraid even if the Devil sect leader and the leaders of the 4 great immoral mansions joined hands to deal with him. However, Yang Hanwu really made him afraid. This brat was not afraid of his poison technique at all. Moreover, his talisman treasure could restrain his other trump card, the red-line demonic snake. Monstrous poison flame. Du Wanli shouted. He raised both of his hands and a terrifying green flame burned. This was Du Wanli's strongest move. His hands released a terrifying poison flame. The terrifying poison flame burned fiercely like a flood. It surged towards Yang Hanwu like a torrential flood. Yang Hanwu's face turned solemn. This was no longer a pure poison technique, but a fusion of martial techniques. Poison, flame, and martial skill fused together to form a strange and powerful martial skill. The level of this martial skill might have already reached the heaven rank. No, it might have even surpassed the heaven rank. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. He unleashed all his strength and activated his constitution. Hua Qinshui also possessed him. He activated his combat power and went all out. Boundless energy gushed into his body, causing his aura to soar once more. His eyes flashed with a strong fighting spirit. The more powerful and terrifying the enemy was, the more powerful he would be. With the Titan's secret art fully activated and the profound dragon's 9 transformations open, Yang Hanwu was only a fine line away from opening the profound dragon's 9 transformations. It was just that it hadn't been broken yet. Jingshan finger, one finger to frighten ghosts and gods. Yang Hanwu displayed a powerful martial skill that he had just learned. It was the martial skill that the Morning Soul Emperor had taught him. A finger shot out. It was as if it came from the primordial era and was unpredictable. This finger was filled with destructive power. Ghosts and gods would retreat and the mountains and rivers would lose their color. The terrifying power seemed to have frozen time and space. The poisonous flames that Du Wanli released were split apart. The terrifying power rushed towards Du Wanli's face. This terrifying finger gave Du Wanli a feeling that he couldn't face it. He couldn't dodge it. He couldn't block it. He couldn't match it. He didn't even try to dodge it. He allowed the terrifying finger strike to land on his body. Bang! With a dull sound, Du Wanli's body shook. How is this possible? You! How can you have such a terrifying martial skill? After saying that, Du Wanli exploded and turned into a bloody mist. The blood mist was terrifying and corrosive. All the trees, flowers, stones, and other things in the surroundings were corroded by the blood mist. Within 100 feet radius, there was thick black smoke. Yang Hanwu sucked in a breath of cold air. Luckily, he retreated quickly. Otherwise, if he was contaminated by the bloody mist, it wouldn't be a joke. In the distance, Yu Daijiao was shocked when she saw Yang Hanwu kill Du Wanli. Too powerful. Yang Hanwu is really only at the mysterious embryo realm level 1. Is he really only at the initial stage? Isn't he too powerful? Even if Yang Hanwu could restrain Du Wanli and wasn't afraid of his poison skills, Du Wanli's strength was not to be underestimated. Otherwise, Du Wanli would have died under the pursuit of the devil sect. How could he live until now? How could he make people change their expression? Du Wanli's strength was undeniable. Yang Hongwu's attack was too shocking. Du Wanli, an all-powerful poison expert, a poison grandmaster, died in the hands of Yang Hanwu. This made Yu Daijiao feel that it was unreal. She even wondered if it was really Du Wanli. If it wasn't for her immortal weapon that couldn't resist Du Wanli's poison skills and attack, Yu Daijiao wouldn't believe that the person Yang Hanwu killed was Du Wanli. At this time, Yang Hanwu didn't care about the shock in Yu Daijiao's heart. He knew that he was suffering. That attack just now had consumed too much of his strength. It had completely drained Yang Hongwu's true qi, including the power of his primordial spirit. Jingshan finger was a terrifying finger technique. It was very powerful and had a very strong attack power. However, it also consumed a lot of energy. Moreover, it required the power of the primordial spirit as the foundation. Without the primordial spirit, there was no way to use it. Yang Hanwu cultivated the spirit-refining Heart Sutra and cultivated the primordial spirit in his divine dwellings. Therefore, he was able to use this powerful technique, Jingshan finger. The finger attack had drained Yang Hongwu's strength and the power of his primordial spirit. At this time, Yang Hanwu couldn't move at all. I'll give you a hand for Nini's sake. Shi Baoer flicked his finger and a stream of pure energy poured into Yang Hongwu's body. It quickly restored Yang Hongwu's physical strength, mental strength, and primordial spirit at an amazing speed. Yang Hanwu was overjoyed. He didn't expect that Shi Baoer would help him at this time. Without this majestic energy, it would take him at least 10 days to half a month to recover. Hua Qinshua had also fallen into a deep sleep because of this powerful attack. Right now, his strength had been greatly reduced. This Jingshan finger was simply too tyrannical and too powerful. The burden and consumption of energy was not something that the current him could bear. After recovering, Yang Hanwu looked at Little Nine. At this time, Little Nine's evolution had been completed. Chapter 293. Without a trace, it's a pity that this guy didn't leave anything behind. Yang Hanwu looked around and found that Du Wanli didn't leave anything behind, not even a crystal. This made Yang Hanwu frown slightly. No, Du Wanli can't be so weak. He's cunning and suspicious by nature. It's impossible that he didn't prepare a way out. Udgao said. Yang Hanwu thought about it and agreed. If this guy was so weak, he wouldn't be able to survive after being chased by the devil sect for so long. Although he wasn't afraid of Du Wanli's poison technique, there were still many people in the devil sect who could resist Du Wanli's poison technique. Although he seemed to have killed Du Wanli, he didn't get anything except for the poison seal that was taken away by Bauer in his divine dwellings. Everything else had disappeared. This made Yang Hanwu even more certain of his guess. Du Wanli wasn't dead. What he had killed was probably just a clone of Du Wanli. Yes, you're right. Du Wanli is indeed just a clone. I've been chasing him for countless years. I didn't expect that he would still escape. A voice appeared behind the two of them. Yang Hanwu and Udgao were shocked. What kind of strength was this? Who was this terrifying person? They didn't even notice that he was right beside them. Who are you? Hiding your head but showing your tail. Show yourself. Yang Hanwu shouted like a clap of thunder. This was an offensive technique of the heavenly dragon demonic zither. Yang Hanwu didn't use the heavenly dragon demonic zither much after obtaining it, but Yang Hanwu had learned some of its sound attack techniques. Although it wasn't as powerful as using the heavenly dragon demonic zither, it could still catch the enemy off guard at a critical moment. It was very effective. Don't be nervous. We're not enemies. At this moment, a figure appeared in front of the two. This person's concealment technique was very powerful. He had perfectly blended in with the environment. Ing Wuzong? You're Ing Wuzong? Yang Hanwu didn't say anything, but Udgao exclaimed as she recalled a person. It was Ing Wuzong, who was a good friend of Du Wanli. But later on, Du Wanli massacred the poison sect's disciples, and one of them was Ing Wuzong's beloved woman. Ing Wuzong was like his name, Ing Wuzong. Wuzong's shadow. His Wuzong was like his name. Wuzong's shadow's concealment technique was unparalleled in the world. He was Wuzong's concealment technique. Wuzong's strength was very terrifying. He wasn't any weaker than Du Wanli. Moreover, there weren't many people in the ancient desolate continent that he couldn't assassinate. Even those old antiques were afraid of Wuzong. However, Wuzong wanted to kill Du Wanli to avenge his beloved woman. Therefore, he didn't accept any assassination missions. But don't think that Wuzong was a kind person. He was neither good nor evil. Apart from the people he looked up to, he didn't care about others. As long as he was in a bad mood, he would kill at any time. It was normal for him to annihilate a family. Seeing that Udgao was so nervous, Yang Hanwu knew that this person wasn't a simple character. Moreover, listening to his words and tone, Yang Hanwu knew that Ing Wuzong was here to kill Du Wanli. Moreover, Ing Wuzong knew Du Wanli very well. Unexpectedly, this guy was able to go against Du Wanli. How could he be an ordinary character? I didn't expect that someone would know my name. You're Udgao, right? You should be her disciple. Not bad at all. Her eyes are indeed sharp. Wuzong looked at Udgao and nodded. Wuzong, what are you doing here? Don't tell me you want to rob our crystal stones too? Udgao obviously knew who he was talking about and who he was afraid of. It was all because of her master. If it wasn't for her master, Wuzong wouldn't talk to her. He might even kill her directly. In the devil sect, there was no one who was truly trustworthy. Even if it was a fellow disciple, or even a master and disciple, they might not be truly trustworthy. In the devil sect, the only one who could be trusted was oneself. Only when one was strong enough was the truth. This was the first rule to survive in the devil sect. Even Udgao, the saintess of the devil sect, the saintess of the world, was no exception. Although her master was very good to her and cared about her as if she was her biological mother, Udjao would never tell her everything to the people she trusted without any hesitation or bottom line, like the people of the righteous faction and the Eastern continent. I don't care about crystal stones. My purpose is to catch Du Wanli and cut him into pieces to avenge him. Wuzong's voice was calm but full of terrifying killing intent. I want to kill Du Wanli, and you also need to deal with Du Wanli. Why don't we cooperate? Cooperate? Yang Hanwu and Yu Daijiao glanced at each other. They didn't have such thoughts, not even the slightest bit. Cooperating with him was like asking a tiger for its skin. Unless they were stupid, they wouldn't believe what he said. There's no need for cooperation. If Du Wanli dares to come again, I can still deal with him again. Yang Hanwu was full of confidence. With the two killing weapons, Nini and Sherbauer, he was Du Wanli's nemesis. Why would he worry about Du Wanli finding trouble with him? The one who should be worried was Du Wanli, not him. Young man, your strength is not good, but your tone is really big. Do you really think Du Wanli is so easy to deal with? Wuzong couldn't help laughing when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. What you just dealt with was just a doppelganger of Du Wanli. Its strength is not even 30% of his original strength. Once you meet the original, you can imagine the consequences. I don't deny that your talent is amazing and you have a lot of treasures. But the real Du Wanli is not as easy to deal with as you think. If he was so easy to deal with, Du Wanli would have died long ago. Chapter 294. Facing Zhang Jiuyang, that's our business, it has nothing to do with you. Yan Hanwu said. From the bottom of his heart, Yan Hanwu didn't want to have anything to do with this guy. Of course, Yan Hanwu didn't want to face this guy unless it was a last resort. Ing Wuzong's face changed and became gloomy. He looked at the two of them coldly and said, "So, you don't want to cooperate with me?" "That's what I mean." "Why? Do you still want to force me?" Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. Ing Wuzong, so what? Coming and going without a trace, could he really do it? He had the help of the cat. The delusion breaker, I could see through all illusions and disguises. Although the cat hadn't woken up yet, it gave him a trace of aura. Yang Hanwu wouldn't use it unless it was a critical situation. But if Ing Wuzong really wanted to attack him, then he wouldn't mind using it. Suddenly, Ing Wuzong's face changed again and said, I'm just joking with you. Since you don't want to, I won't force you. I just hope that you won't be too careless. Du Wanli is really not a good person to provoke. I've been fighting with him for so many years, but I haven't gained any advantage. If I didn't have some tricks up my sleeve, I'm afraid I would have died in his hands. Here's a little thing, maybe it can help you. Ing Wuzong said and threw out a porcelain bottle. Yang Hanwu caught it, but at this time, Ing Wuzong had already disappeared in front of him. He actually let us go so easily? Yu Dai frowned. Ing Wuzong wasn't a person who was easy to talk to. Little brother, I think it's better not to keep this thing. It doesn't matter. The seal in this pill is not a problem for me. Have you forgotten that I'm an alchemist, a 7th grade alchemist? For a 7th grade alchemist, tampering with the pill is like showing off one's slight skill in front of an expert. It's a disgrace. Yang Hanwu had already received Nini's reminder. In fact, there were some pills in the porcelain bottle. They were pills for detoxification. Of course, Ing Wuxian was not a good person either. He had added some extra ingredients to the detoxification pills. There were also some special markings on the porcelain bottle. But these things were just a joke for Yang Hanwu. Adding special things in the pill, doesn't he know that I'm an alchemist? Moreover, he was a 7th grade alchemist. What did he not know about this pill? As for the rest, the seal on the porcelain bottle wasn't bad either. However, he never would have thought that Yang Hanwu would be able to refine the restriction-breaking pill after learning the fortune pill scripture. The restriction-breaking pill was extremely mysterious and could break many special restriction seals. Coincidentally, the seal that Ing Wuzong thought was infallible could be easily broken. That's right. However, you can't let your guard down. After all, Ing Wuzong was an outstanding figure in the past. He was the only super genius who could compete with Du Wanli. After so many years, his strength and means have already reached an unimaginable level. Although Yu Daijiao felt a little more confident after hearing Yang Hongwu's confident words, she was still quite worried. Don't worry. After saying that, Yang Hongwu took out a restriction pill. After breaking the seal on the pill, he studied the composition of the antidote pill. With Nini's help, it was not a big problem to analyze the antidote pill's formula. After analyzing the antidote pill's formula, Yang Hongwu and Yu Daijiao rushed towards the main hall. After a while, they could see the inheritance hall. In order to enter the inheritance hall, they had to pass through a small path. This path was the only way to the inheritance hall. It seems like someone is welcoming us. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Of course, he could see that there was an ambush on the side of the path. Compared to Ing Wuzong and Du Wanli, these methods were not worth mentioning. A cold light flashed in Yu Daijiao's eyes. How dare you come looking for trouble? You're courting death. Along the way, Yu Daijiao, as the saintess of the devil sect, had suffered setbacks time and time again. It was quite a blow to her, so she had been suppressing her anger. Now that these people had provoked her, they were the perfect targets for her to vent her anger on. Du Wanli and Ing Wuzong couldn't defeat her, but these guys could be dealt with. Shan Jiuyang, it's you guys. Get out here. Yu Daijiao coldly snorted. She waved her hand, and a stream of energy spread out, knocking down all the plants and trees. It was like a fairy scattering flowers, and they all fell to the ground. Yu Daijiao, get out of the way. Our target is not you. We only want something in Yang Hongwu's hand. Zhang Jiuyang was very afraid of Yu Daijiao. His target was Yang Hongwu. He had reached an agreement with Zitian. As long as he could capture Yang Hongwu or get the bone staff in Yang Hongwu's hand, he could get 400,000 crystal stones from Zitian. 400,000 spar was not a small number. Over the past few days, Zhang Jiuyang had expended a great deal of effort. Adding the large number of people under his command, it was only a mere 300,000 spar. You're looking for me? Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Jiuyang. This Zhang Jiuyang was very arrogant. Yang Hongwu didn't have a good impression of him. You want something from me? That's right. The soul-devouring bone staff is in your hand, right? Hand it over. Zhang Jiuyang said arrogantly. Zhang Jiuyang, are you not putting me, Yu Daijiao, in your eyes? Yu Daijiao was angry. Any random dog or cat could be presumptuous in front of her, but this Zhang Jiuyang dared to be so arrogant and not put her in his eyes. How could I not put Miss Yu in my eyes? You're the saintess of the devil sect. Among the younger generation, you're the strongest under enchantment. Zhang Jiuyang really didn't want to fight Yu Daijiao. However, if he had enough crystal stones, would he be afraid of her? At that time, he would obtain the inheritance. Enchantment, Yu Daijiao, Zitian, and Yunpeng would all have to stand aside. He would be the strongest among the younger generation in the ancient desolate continent. No, he would be the strongest in the ancient desolate continent, the strongest in all of history. He wanted to surpass the ancestors of the Zhang clan and bring the entire ancient desolate continent into the Zhang clan's territory. He wanted to make the entire ancient desolate continent the Zhang clan's backyard. Thinking of this, Zhang Jiuyang felt confident. Moreover, there would naturally be people to deal with Yu Daijiao. Moreover, he didn't think that Yu Daijiao alone could deal with so many of them without enchantment. Although Yu Daijiao was strong, she was still just a woman. Chapter 295. Killing one man. You're only at the third step of the primordial spirit realm. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Zhang Jiuyang clenched his fists and exerted force. A huge pit appeared under his feet. Boundless yang energy burst out like the blazing flames of the sun. His muscles bulged, making him look like a tall divine ape. Nine Suns Divine Fist, blazing sun destruction. Each punch was like a blazing sun that incinerated everything. It was as if the entire world was about to be incinerated by this terrifying blazing sun. Dancing butterfly sky. Seeing this, Udgao shouted and flew up like a fluttering butterfly. She was elegant and beautiful, as if she was in a dream. Bang, bang, bang. Powerful forces collided. One was incomparably ferocious while the other was soft and gentle. However, under the impact of this terrifying force, the surrounding flowers and trees were crazily swept up. The entire ground seemed to have a layer of skin scraped off, revealing the white layer of rock. Both of them were pushed back. Yu Daijiao was pushed back less than 10 feet while Zhang Jiuyang was pushed back more than 10 feet. The difference in strength between the two could be seen at a glance. Zhang Jiuyang's face turned red. He couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. Unlike Zhang Jiuyang, Yu Daijiao's expression was normal. She was holding a jade butterfly with both hands. Her eyes narrowed as killing intent was released. All of you, go and capture Yan Hanwu for me. I'll stop Yu Daijiao first. As long as you capture Yan Hanwu, victory will be ours. Zhang Jiuyang shouted at this time. Although he was mentally prepared and knew that there was a gap in strength between him and Yu Daijiao, he didn't expect the gap to be so big. He was no match for her at all. If he didn't use his trump card, he would be defeated soon. Right now, he could only stall for time and hope that they could capture Yan Hanwu and seize the bone staff. Alright, everyone, go and take care of this mysterious embryo realm brat quickly. Everyone nodded and shouted. They could tell that even though their boss wasn't weak, there was still a huge gap between him and the devil sex witch. As for Yan Hanwu, seeing that these people were treating him as a pushover, he couldn't help but sneer. Among these people, the strongest one was merely a second-step primordial spirit realm. If it had been in the past, he would have been a little worried. However, he was not worried at all now. He was no longer afraid of a second-step primordial spirit realm expert. It was not as if he had not killed one before. It just so happened that he wanted to see what level his strength had reached. If he did not use the battle spirit possession, would he be able to kill a second-step primordial spirit realm cultivator? Golden Dragon War Body, activate. Mysterious Dragon's 9 transformations, 4th transformation. Titan Technique, activate. He unleashed all of his strength. He took out the disc array with his right hand. It was the disc array of the Heavenly Dipper Lightning Transformation Array. He tossed it into the air and a shocking change happened. The 4 array flags on the disc array shot out like arrows. The array was set up in a breath's time. Yang Hongwu's hands constantly formed seals, and pieces of spirit stones were integrated into the array formation. In an instant, everyone except Udgao and Zhang Jiuyang were enveloped in the formation. Lightning flashed and thunder roared. In an instant, the sky turned dark. Those who entered the array formation were dumbfounded. Mu Yutian exclaimed, "Array formation, this is an array formation. This kid is also an array master?" This array formation was not an ordinary one. It seemed to be of a high level. What kind of freak was this kid? He had only heard that this guy was an alchemist. However, he had never thought that this kid could set up an array formation. In an instant, all of them were trapped in the array formation. This array formation should be a thunder array. A thunder array was more difficult to set up than an ordinary array formation because it was difficult to control. It was rare to find someone who could control a thunder array. Heavenly lightning was a mysterious force. It was overbearing and difficult to control. If one was not born with the lightning attribute, one would not dare to try to control the power of lightning. Even if it was an array formation, one had to be very careful. If one was careless, one might lose one's life and die under the power of lightning. Moreover, the power of a thunder array was the most terrifying. Its lethality was very strong and overbearing. Mu Yutian and the others had already entered the thunder array. Each of them had a frightened expression. "Senior Mu, what should we do now? This is an array formation. It seems to be a thunder array." Gosh, this is too scary. We have to break the array formation. Otherwise, we will definitely die under the thunder calamity, another person said. Su Lang, don't be an alarmist. This kid doesn't have the time to study array formations. He is an amazing alchemist. How could he have such high attainments in array formations? So, don't worry. Even if this is a thunder array, it won't be very powerful. We should be able to break it easily, Mu Tian said. Rumble. At this moment, thunder roared. Everything was under Yang Hongwu's control. Of course, Yang Hongwu heard what Mu Tian and the others said. It won't be very powerful. Tut tut, you will know later. Although my formation skills are not good, this is not a real formation that I have set up. This is a formation disk. The setting up of a formation disk is much easier and simpler than setting up a real formation. There are not so many complicated procedures and changes. However, things like a formation disk are very difficult to refine. The person who needs to refine it has to be an extremely powerful weapon refiner who also has a very high attainment in formations. Therefore, the formation disk is very rare and precious. Its power is also very terrifying. Compared to a talisman treasure, it is not inferior at all. Unfortunately, these guys have met me. The Heavenly Dipper Thunder Array is not an ordinary formation plate. It is very powerful. Coupled with my rushing thunder hand, it is like a fish in water. Its power is multiplied. Here is a gift for you. Yang Hongwu's voice resounded in Mu Tian and the others' ears. It was as if a bolt of lightning had struck down, lighting up the entire area. This bolt of lightning struck a disciple's body. That disciple didn't even have time to react. His entire body was charred black. After twitching a few times, he lost his life. Damn it, Yang Hongwu, come out. Suddenly, many people were scared out of their wits. Is this array really just an ordinary one? A half-step primordial spirit realm martial artist did not even have the chance to dodge. He was struck to death in an instant. This is too terrifying. Even an elder of fourth step primordial spirit realm would not be able to kill someone in such a short time. No, I want to go out. I want to go out. Yang Hongwu, Senior Brother Yang, Elixir King Yang, Uncle Yang, I surrender. Don't kill me, don't kill me. Chapter 296. Domineering aura. When Mu Tian heard this, he was furious. If the morale of the army was broken, then there was no way they could continue fighting. They would definitely die. As the saying goes, when two enemies meet on a narrow path, the braver one wins. Mu Tian knew this principle. Hence, when he saw this guy trying to disrupt the morale of the army, he would not allow it. He attacked. A green light shot out. It was a leaf. With a whoosh, it shot into the man's forehead like a flying knife. The man's voice stopped abruptly. Disturbing the morale of the troops? Damn it. This time, Mu Tian had intimidated the others. No one dared to say such disheartening words again. Let's see who dares. Mu Tian said coldly. Everyone, don't worry. No matter how strong Yang Hongwu is, he's only at the first level of the Xian embryo realm. No matter how strong he is, he's only one person. There are so many of us and we're much stronger than him. That attack just now must have been to intimidate us. He must have used up a lot of his energy and won't be able to use such a powerful attack a second time. That's right. Brother Mu is right. Everyone knows how strong that little bastard is. He's only at the first level of the Xian embryo realm. How could he be so strong? I reckon that he's using some sort of treasure. Furthermore, he must have exhausted a lot of his energy after that attack. Let's work together to break through the formation, then capture that little bastard and seize his treasure. We'll cut him into pieces to avenge our dead brothers. At this moment, Su Lang raised his hand and encouraged loudly. Kill Yang Hongwu. Avenge our brothers. Kill Yang Hongwu. Avenge our brothers. In an instant, everyone's fear was chased away. They became angry and high-spirited. Seeing this change, Yang Hongwu had a whole new level of respect for Mu Yutian and Su Lang. These two were Zhang Jiuyang's right-hand men. They were worthy of being the disciples of the ancient domain's Zhang family. None of them were simple. In just a short while, they had pulled his subordinates out of their fear. Their morale had changed, and their fear had turned into anger, which had turned into fighting strength. Not simple at all. However, so what? He still had to die. Yang Hongwu sneered. This was the Heavenly Dipper Thunder Array, something he had obtained from Lin Quan. It was the lifetime achievement of Old Man Ben Lei. What kind of person was Old Man Ben Lei? How could his life's work be destroyed so easily? How could he only have this little ability? He had used the Heavenly Dipper Lightning Transformation Array to kill even Lin Quan, no, the terrifying demon that possessed Lin Quan, let alone Mu Yutian and the others. Yang Hongwu moved. The rushing thunder hand was displayed, the entire person was like a thunderbolt, a ray of light appeared in the formation. Crack! Yang Hongwu struck out, and a bolt of lightning flashed. This strike directly struck that person's chest, piercing through his heart. He killed another person. With a successful strike, Yang Hongwu instantly merged into the array formation and disappeared. This person was stronger than the previous one. He was a first-step primordial spirit realm cultivator. A first-step primordial spirit realm cultivator was killed just like that. What kind of concept was that? Although his strength and aptitude were not good, and he was not young, there was almost no possibility of him improving. However, his fighting spirit and combat experience were not to be underestimated. However, he did not even have the chance to resist. He was killed directly. This method was too strange. At this time, Mu Yutian and Su Lang felt their hair stand on end, let alone the others. Come out, Yang Hongwu, you little bastard. Come out, don't hide. Mu Yutian shouted angrily. Mu Yutian? Mu Yutian, you're one of Zhang Jiuyang's lackeys, you want to kill me? Humph, that's your fate. You will all die. I will kill you one by one here. I will show you that I, Yang Hongwu, am not just an alchemist, I'm also extremely strong. I don't need anyone to help me, I can't be bullied by anyone. I don't care about the Zhang clan of the ancient region. Today, I will not only kill you here, but I will also kill you here. Today, I will kill all of you here. In the future, I will kill all of you. Yang Hongwu's voice resounded in the entire space. Zhang Jiuyang also heard it. Furious. Who did Yang Hongwu think he was? He actually dared to say that he would kill all of them here. He even said that he would slaughter the entire Zhang family of the ancient domain. What a joke, what a joke! He was just a tiny alchemist. What kind of joke was this? The ancient domain's Zhang family was ranked third among the top 10 families in the ancient domain. The elders of the Zhang family had all reached a terrifying level. They were all existences that had once dominated the ancient domain. A little 7th grade alchemist, a little Xian embryo realm kid, dared to be so presumptuous. Yang Hongwu, you deserve to die. You deserve to die because of what you just said. I will cut you into pieces and kill all of your relatives. Zhang Jiuyang shouted furiously. My Zhang clan of the ancient Yu region cannot be humiliated by a little bastard like you. Even Yu Dai Jiao didn't expect Yang Hongwu to be so arrogant. He was too bold. The Zhang clan of the ancient Yu region was a colossus to Yang Hongwu. Even if he was a 7th grade alchemist, no one would be willing to offend such a huge clan for the sake of a 7th grade alchemist. However, Yu Dai Jiao didn't look down on Yang Hongwu because of this. She didn't think that he was arrogant and conceited. On the contrary, in her eyes, even if Yang Hongwu didn't have such strength now, it didn't mean that he wouldn't in the future. In her eyes, Yang Hongwu was filled with the spirit of a man. He was so bold and courageous that he dared to challenge the entire Zhang clan of the ancient Yu region. Domineering, too domineering. Yu Daijiao's heart palpitated. This man was definitely the most ideal man in a woman's heart. He was the strongest, the most courageous, and the most capable man to move a woman's heart. Ha, Zhang Jiuyan, since you dared to attack me, I will destroy your Zhang clan. Although I can't do it now, do you think I won't be able to do it in the future? So what if you are angry? You can't change this fact. I can kill you now, but I can also destroy your entire Zhang clan in the future. After I kill you, you must remember that all of this started because of you. When the time comes, when your Zhang clan members gather in hell, don't forget to repent to your family. Ha! In the midst of Yang Hongwu's laughter, he moved again. The rushing thunder hand was once again displayed, and another person died. One after another, Yang Hongwu killed 4 or 5 people in a row in a few breaths. Mu Yutian, Su Lang, and the others didn't even see Yang Hongwu's shadow. You're tuning into the Mythic Realms YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.